Testing. Testing mics. Mics are being tested. Stream is sponsored by NordVPN. That's actually funny. All right. Is this thing on? I think it's a Saturday night. What happened to this week? How's everybody doing? I woke up like 20 minutes ago, and I feel like Dookie. How's your night going? Printed the smiley orange stuff today. Ah, heck yeah! Gotta reprint mine. I cracked the plunger head on mine. Pretty good having a beer, man. That sounds amazing right now. Actually, no, it probably doesn't. I'm all nasally. I don't know if a beer would help that. I think a beer would make that worse. Yeah, I'm not vibing well today, Urban. And I was like, I literally got up and like, I'm not gonna stream. And then I went into the bathroom and washed my face off and waddled upstairs and... All right, yeah, cool. We're gonna live stream. What are we gonna do? I don't know. I had a plan. I'm not gonna execute that plan this stream, so I think we're gonna do a pretty chill thing. You guys like chill streams, right? Is it nice if I do like a stream where we actually accomplish something and then a stream where we accomplish absolutely nothing? Is that viable? Is that the meta? Does it bother? Oh! Okay, that's back. But my camera stopped. Why did my camera stop? Hold on, we'll fix that. This is bothering me. Camera freezes. 1 second. Why did that cause my camera to freeze? Oh, don't you do this to me. Why did my camera freeze? Oh no. This is going swimmingly, isn't it? I like reached up to check my camera and nothing's working. USB device not recognized. What? Why? Oh, haha! Oh, okay. All right. Let's not do whatever that was ever again. I think we can agree on that. Are we going? Are we going? Hi, Zane. Oh. Take a friggin' shower. You take a shower. 9:07. Yes, that is how time zones work. Although that's weird. You're 4 hours ahead? What? How are you 4 hours ahead? Are you in the middle of the Atlantic? Everybody's saying hi. Pretty sure my first was the Disruptor of Delta Trooper. Delta Trooper would be the worst first blaster day. Ugh. What was my first blaster? It was the Supermax 1500, the original, not the remake one. Smiley color scheme suggestions? Ooh. I would say I had a color scheme for a blaster recently. What was it? It was gonna be orange and white was what I was gonna do. Like a creamsicle color. Throw a little black in there and you got yourself Asimov. Your phone is struggling to exist? Well, that's no good. I normally try to get, like, new phones, right? Because I use my phone a lot. As you can tell, this is an S22 Ultra, and I have yet to feel the need to get a new phone. Phones kind of suck right now. Was it clear Maverick? Ooh, that's kind of good. Why is it that Hasbro could make the Maverick perfect in every way but velocity and then never touch it ever again? The grip and everything on the Maverick is perfect for kids and adults alike. The Maverick is the gold star of Nerf grips. And they never touch it ever again. I was really hoping Hasbro would make like a Pro Series Maverick. You think about how cool that would be? Even if it was like 25 bucks. You got the original Maverick quality with the swing out cylinder, rear loading chambers if they could add that, because that would be cool. And then you just have like 130, 150 FPS velocity. A Springer. Like, man, hire Dart Zone to do that for you. Do you still have your HQ G4 and would you sell it? I do have it. I recently fixed it. I'm not entirely looking to sell it, but I am willing to take offers. There are things that I need to pay off. So, I mean, if I got a good offer for that, I'd probably go for it. Yeah, I feel like they should be making pro Mavericks, to be honest. I think Nerf should actually try to make a lot of its old stuff pro, like what they were going to do with the Strife. I actually think that would have been a really good idea. I just don't like what they changed needlessly on the Strife X to make it not a Strife. Like, that was so dumb. Why exactly did they decide to change everything with... Annoyed being on that side of the screen. Everything about the Maverick, or the Strife, just to make a different blaster. It's frustrating. Hey, Jacob. Well, there's a good chance I don't know if I'll wait several months. I need, if I'm like, I'm gonna sell it, I'm gonna sell it, but it's very expensive, so I get it. Extended barrel Mav. I mean, they clearly remember the Maverick being a thing because it was one of the blasters that they used for the idea for the Overwatch collab. Or maybe Overwatch went to them about it? I'm not sure. But it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. I don't really know what direction Hasbro is going with that kind of stuff. Geats Magnum. Gosh, I still want one of the full-size Geats Magnums, tear it apart and turn it into a blaster. The Strife X was different designers. There are definitely safety standards. See, every time I hear safety standards and Hasbro, all I can hear is, won't someone think of the children? Because every other company does fine. Nobody else struggles but Hasbro.
Let's rock.
It's just one of those things where it's like, is that Nerf Ace of Spades worth buying? I low-key want it. Thank you very much for the $20 super chat. That is not only incredibly generous, but incredibly financially irresponsible, dear. Let me look up to see what the price of the Nerf Ace of Spades is. Because if it's still base model price, in stock, $50. Can you get it for cheaper? If you can get it for $50 and you love the Ace of Spades and you clearly know it's going to be Nerf Velocity, a Nerf toy, yeah, you'd probably get by with that. It is both hand cannon-y of hand cannon blasters. That being said, is it our particularly great blaster with a particularly great upgrade path? No. That makes me wonder if it's actually worth picking up here. If you're a diehard fan, even then, I kind of wonder because it doesn't really match the color scheme of the blaster from the game. But, I mean, you do what you gotta do, right? I personally don't know if it's exactly worth the $50 to anybody who's not a diehard fan. It's middling velocity. It's got its own unique gimmick, which is cool, but that gimmick feels kind of cheap and clumsy if you watch my video on it. And it's huge. Like, hand cannon-wise, I'd consider this a pretty good hand cannon, right? Right? This is a hand cannon. This is very close to something like The Last Word. And that Ace of Spades is like, it's huge. I wonder if it's actually worth. How much is the Awaken, the original? Can you still get it? Let me check Phantom Toys and see if they're still selling the original Pistol Awaken. I don't think they are.
Let's rock.
Maybe they are. They are. $121. Almost worth checking to see if the Awaken might be better. I feel like the Awaken is like a lot more value, even though it's more money. If your budget doesn't have the budget, I can understand that. But these things, you can tune the velocity by adjusting a spring with an Allen key. It's a very small Allen key. You might have to buy a set. But you just poke it down in there, and you can change the amount of compression that the barrels have, which can get you anywhere from like 90 to 170 FPS. Man, this is just... this is my favorite blaster when it comes to ergos and stuff like that. I mean, I might change, like, the sharp edges right here. I would maybe thin those out a little bit, but it's good. Homely has been a member for 82 months. Thanks for constantly making me remember how old I am. Heat boosting signal, I'm going for 100 months. You may be the first. I don't know if there's anybody ahead of Homely. Bro gives me like $5 a month for absolutely... Actually, it's like $3 because YouTube sucks, but for literally nothing. M14 Gel Blasters is a scam. I have purchased from them. I don't think they've ever sent me a blaster. I've purchased from them. I had no issue. Any news on when the U.S. is getting the Dart Zone Buccaneer? I have no clue. I have absolutely no idea. I have been waiting, but it seems like everything's messed up when it comes to like the tariffs and the prices of stuff. $50 super chat, dear? Dear Lord. You are most welcome, dear, but that is a lot. There's nothing I'm doing right now that is worth that. Take off my shirt or something, maybe. Thank you very much. More than willing to talk about that kind of stuff, but I guess I gotta kind of like lay down my philosophy. And actually, this is a good segue into what I actually want to talk about. Look at how tiny and cute this is, right? Look at this. Look at how tiny and cute this thing is. Is that not awesome? I really like this blaster. As you can tell, let me see if I can get it to focus, you frack. No, that doesn't work for me. Oh, you sons of the Patriots. Come on. Let's see if I can get it to focus at all. Is it stuck on my face? It's doing a really good job, but it should focus when my eyes are covered. Oh, that's annoying. Well, there's a ton of dart dust in here. I have been running this thing. I have ran probably 100-something magazines through this. And I feel like the value this thing gives you is really good. And I'm wondering, I've seen some comments from people, because I guess some other people have done videos, and I've gotten some weird comments from people that are upsetting me, because it's like they're spreading lies about it. But I did the Asimov color scheme on a Smiley Leaf and Orca, looks peak. Ah, that's a good one. That black, yellow, or black, orange, white goes together. Perfect. Throwing some gray in there, too. I have 280. What blaster should I get? That's a great question, Karth. What are you looking to get into? I need to use a mock-up for Jackass piece from Hotline Miami Payday 2. I was thinking about a Woozy. You want like a full auto tiny thing? Maybe a Lepus? I don't know. Classic Prio's been a member for 25 months. You doing these streams is worth it enough. Also, happy 2 years to me. Woo! You only got like 4 more to catch up to Homely. Thank you very much for being a member, Classic. How am I liking that blaster? I like it a lot. As you can tell, I have the 6-rounder in it. It doesn't actually latch as I drop the mag. But it does work. You just load it, you press in the mag release because it gets caught right there, and it's not coming out. It's so tiny. It's so small. And it's just as good as every other brushless I've used. I have really worked this one in. I'm kind of happy. I'm kind of super happy. I wanted to try to get the video out today. I do want to talk about it. I want to gather some feedback from my close-knit community. Compared to the Diana had that problem, if you remember my video, where I always felt like I was oversampling the trigger. I liked the way the Diana felt a lot. I also liked how it looked and worked. I do think this is an upgrade in most ways compared to the Diana. I really do. It's shorter, it's more compact, it's like the most space efficient blaster. Are you gonna focus now? No? Okay. That we've gotten. It really is, for like the first time this company has like done a blaster, they really did knock it out of the park in a lot of ways. There are some things that make you pause and wonder though. Well, thank you very much, Don. Have I had any retention issues with the Super Drum? I printed one out, it keeps falling out of my Nexus Pro X. I think the mag cat notch is slipping. I haven't. I haven't tried to run one in a game, if that's what you're asking. I had that issue with the Nitron and the 40-round Vortex mag. It would fall right the heck out, which is the worst thing. But I think I fixed that by putting in a stronger mag spring at one point. How's my Moab doing? It has been dead for years. I needed to reprint a lot of stuff, and I just haven't. Yeah, it's a small, full auto Mac 10. I mean, Woozy would be a good choice then. Hey, Tag, nice to see you. Thanks for coming out. NERF released another Ward skin. I don't think it's another. We've already covered them, but yeah, they keep releasing them. They got the new 2-color ones. I won't be covering them because they don't do anything different the other ones didn't, and I don't really have anything to add to the Ward conversation, so... Unless that's a video you all are dying to see, but even then, it'd be really hard for me. I don't know how to... I'm really bad at my job. Because normally you just do that video, right? And I can't. I literally cannot do those videos because it's just like the creativity is completely drained from me. I guess that's the downside of trying to actually do things somewhat fun and creative. And I'll admit I'll miss the mark a lot of times, but compared to just like doing the video, like, this is the blaster, it does this. What do you think? I think it's a piece of crap. Like and subscribe. Bye. Is the Brawn Tusk worth it for €202? Is that with shipping? Because that seems exceptionally high. Because it's 154 on the Phantom Toys, and you could go cheaper if you want to just go with like the tactical version, which is 150. Do they not sell? Oh, it looks like they don't sell the wooden color scheme. They do have the pink and white though. Aldi is very much on the pink and white train with me. That is wild. I thought they had the LARPer special in there. I mean, that's a lot. That's pounds? I'm sorry, pounds. I'm stupid. Ignore me. So it's the more rounded symbol is the one for euros. Okay. That's even more expensive then. That's like 300 US, right? That's pretty close to 300. I don't know if I would... I don't think I would pay that. There are few blasters that are worth that kind of money. the main thing is like, if you are I like this simile a lot. If you want that thing, this is how you get that thing. Do you want a like rolling block breach action blaster that hits 200 something FPS and looks like a, you know, Martini Henry? That's how you get it. Like, there's really, like, you basically have to measure up. Is like, do you want that thing? Here's how you get that thing. So that's kind of like, that's the question you have to ask. There's a reason why, and we'll go back to the lightning here in a second. There's a reason why there are features in blasters that I always add a higher weighting to in my scoring system. And I try to be objective as possible. When you can take something like the Awaken and you can adjust the velocity, like, it's not easy. It's not, I mean, it's not bad either, but you can do it. That adds value compared to a blaster that can't do that. So if you look at like why I think the Javelin M4X is like the best pump action we've ever gotten, it's because it scratches every single itch. I don't think there's anything the Javelin M4X does that other blasters also, like, I don't think there's anything the Javelin M4X doesn't do that other blasters do. You know what I mean? Like, you can do a quick spring swap. You can also fine-tune the adjustment of the compression of the spring to get whatever velocity you want. It is an extremely compact blaster that breaks down easily for travel. It is mag-fed, which has to be mentioned. It's got a super smooth prime. It's a very compact design within its ecosystem, especially for the power level. And if you wanted to, you can make that thing hit like 300 FPS, but it's gonna suck to use. That's really the only part where something like that falls off. It's like, if you need to go 300 plus FPS, that's where you need to get blasters like the Swift, the like the Dart Zone Pro Mark IV, the Buzzbee, stuff like that, because those bigger, longer blasters with larger plunger tubes are way easier to prime. They could be better, mind you, but they're way easier to prime than having like a Harrier that hits 300 plus FPS. So that's why I do value those things a lot. But in terms of that value, if you're like, I need a blaster that hits 350 FPS, that's what my games are, that's what I'm going to use, well, it's like, yeah, then I don't know if I'd recommend a Javelin M4X. I really don't. I think it can hit that velocity, but I also think it would suck to try to use it at that velocity. You would need something with a larger plunger tube. The bigger, larger blaster hitting those marks, it's going to be way more easy to prime. I always go back to the original time, like when I first made my Caliburn, and I took it to a game, and it was fun to use for about one round. And after that, I didn't want to touch it ever again. It's super cool to have this, you know, custom made, you know, 3D printed thing that hit, at the time, like 160 FPS. After that, it was like, oh, okay, it hurts to use. I don't want to use it anymore. So I do try to weigh those kinds of features in more prominently, because I feel like that adds a ton of value. Buzzbee Mayhem blasters are showing up at Dollar Generals. I think we do actually have Dollar Generals around now because they've kind of infected the entirety of the Northwest. That being said, I don't know if I care. Should I care, chat? I don't know if I should. I saw a new X-Shot Gel Blaster minigun at Target for $70. I honestly don't know if it's worth that, Parker. If you want a Gel Blaster minigun, sure, but I 50, yeah, I could imagine 50. That's $70. No, wait, it'll go on sale. It'll go on sale, unless you have to have it right now. Doesn't embark on a playset and a new X-Shot mask. I think I saw that, yeah. What's the worst Nerf blaster ever made? It's probably the Nerf Slingshot, because it's landfill. It never even worked the way they tried to show it working in the commercials. I'm gonna turn on a fan. Should I get a Dart Zone Max Solo for 20? I mean, you could, Garth. That's not a bad deal. I know that's about MSRP for the US, and I mean, it's a tiny, fun blaster that's pretty powerful. You can do a lot with it. are too small to work for Jacket's piece. I don't know that. I don't know. Yeah, I would wait till it goes on sale, Parker. Lidl Dynamics Replicate with the help of a friend. I bought the files for printables. Do you think it's a good Replicate? It's a good blaster? All Lidl stuff is pretty good. Especially for the, if you already have a printer, they're cheap as free. Because they don't use much filament. And they have, most of his files also have a lot of customization built into them. And there are people who edit his files to make them, like, you know, change a couple of things. The Replicant is the one with, like, the gate where you load it, right? I'm pretty sure I made one of those. I think it's hanging up. Lidl Dynamics Replicant. Oh, yeah, no, that thing is super fun. Definitely fun. It hits like 90, 100 FPS. Like, it's fine. It's actually enjoyable to use. I think it's a fun toy. And again, it's like cheap as free. It's going to cost you like a sixth of a roll of filament. Yeah. I think that's great. When do you think the pistol pump is going to go on sale? I mean, I assume just about everything will be 10, 20% off as we go into like October, November as they're getting ready for the holidays. But it's, I mean, they are pushing that blaster hard. So I kind of wonder if it will even need to go on sale. It's still kind of like one of the best foam flinging apparatus. Like, does anybody not think that the motorized, the MPP is not like one of the best blasters we've ever gotten? For real. Like, I know, it's so funny to me because I remember all the people like tried, oh, it's gonna be cheap and crap. Somebody else got one, they don't want to be known, but theirs broke immediately. It's a trash blaster, and it's like, no, it's amazing. It's worth everything it was. Is it lack a little bit of an upgrade path? Sure, because it seems like it's already tuned to the max out of the factory, but you kind of expect that. For what it's doing and for the price point, it is a fantastic blaster. I don't know why you would ever not want that blaster. Most people don't even realize, like, what that thing does. Like, you would get that, like, oh, this is awesome! And it's like, congratulations, you're already at the peak. You can get a pump action mag fed to hit harder. Does it matter? No. What we did get with like bamboo X2 darts and a longer barrel using a stock spring, we did get it over like 200 FPS pretty easy. And I'm sure I heard Tinker Shot Spitfire Products got his over 250. But yeah. I haven't gotten the MPP, but it's a light year leap. It does seem like it. Like, really, that's one of the times where it's like, I don't think the hype was high enough. Are you going to make a video on the Primus when it comes out? Probably. I am pretty interested in getting one of those. Thank you very much, Cyber Nerfer. Thank you. That really helps. Thank you for using the WalcomS7.com too. I may change that in the future to be like a store site, but it's still the Streamlabs link. I want one bad, but I'm broke. It'll happen, Spicy. Just you wait. It'll be worth the wait. Mammoth Greg. Yes, the big Greg. I honestly, is there anybody out there still trying to harp on how terrible the motorized piston pump, or did all those people just immediately scatter under, like, you know, cockroaches when you turn a light on? Because, man, that was really prevalent. Oh, man, it was so prevalent to see people talking crap about that blaster before it even came out. And it's like the highest quality store shelf blaster I've ever seen. Any news on the Boxer Pro? No. Again, I don't feel like my video on the Brute was bad. Honestly, if you want to, like, harp on it, they maybe should have sent me one of the ones they put in Canada, because the one they sent me was not great. Even if I were to revise my score, which I did after I kind of fixed it by removing the safety switch, which reduced the amount of friction that was on the trigger and stuff like that, I would still give the blaster a good 3 out of 5. It's okay. Is it the best thing Dart Zone has made? No. but it has its purposes. It is very compact. It is capable of, you know, having a pretty decent magazine size. It's got slam fire. It can be fairly accurate for what it is. All these things wind up to being like, yeah, in a very specific niche case, I think that's a pretty decent blaster. I can't edit my video. I do plan on still doing like a video on the Brute, Outlaw, and the Venom Pro, and kind of doing like what's the best Dart Zone pistol. But yeah, I haven't heard anything. I don't know if I will. They might be mad at me. I want to point out that Dart Zone historically has snubbed me. I've had to buy all of my product, hunt it down, which is frustrating. And then the one time they sent me something, I kind of poo-pooed on it. Which, to be fair, I had to. It wasn't good. It's funny to me that people say that I'm not trustworthy, and I don't, because it's like, I should, for all metrics, I should love that blaster. When I saw it, I was like, and when I got it, I was really hoping it was like light prime, and you could really just spam shots off of it like a strong arm, and you can't. Many vids about the World War II Nerf blasters? You mean the, like, what ones? There's not really a category of World War II Nerf blasters. While I consider this one, X-Shot is pumping out so many home runs, they can't just buy everything that come out. I mean, they only release like a couple of blasters a year, to be perfectly honest. In fact, this year we're pretty dry. What have we gotten from X-Shot this year? We got the Smoking Barrel, which is a crusher that smokes. Do you need it? No. Is it cool? Yeah, get it on sale if you want it. We've gotten the Clip Mania. It's okay. We got, what else? The motorized piston pump. Did we get, I feel like there's one I'm missing. Am I missing one? No. I think that's pretty much it so far. Someone in Discord said they traded their MPP off because they didn't perform well with bin darts. Said flywheels are better. I mean, I want to, that's not a fair argument, I would say. You know? Because flywheelers will shoot anything. Pretty much anything. If the foam is still rigid enough to be pushed between flywheels will shoot it. Flywheels really only seem to use, like, the tip of the dart for anything. I don't think marking a blaster poorly because it doesn't work with otherwise damaged product, I don't feel like that's fair. There's a reason why I try to test everything with brand new fresh darts. Oh, the Big Riz, I forgot about that one. I heard that's actually out now. I don't know if I could get a video done on that. Fury X was earlier this year. This is true. I think I also did. I forgot about the Fury X. That was like a January release. And the Fury X was great. I don't think I've cooled off of the Fury X. I think the Fury, at $15 it was amazing. I've been seeing it for like 20, 25 because of tariffs, but for $15 it's great. What does a brushless flywheeler mean? It means it uses a... I'm sorry, hold on. My brain just had that moment. This is brushless, right? Like, it has to be. This has no ESC startup or anything like that. I just realized. I guess maybe the Diana didn't either. It's been a while. But brushless motors are what, like, drones and quadcopters use. They're very instantly fast and torquey compared to brush motors, which have to spin up. Why is something like this really good? Like, why would you pay $200 or $175 plus shipping if you use code S7 to buy something like this? And the answer to that is, like, if you already have a Venom Pro and you don't have, you know, expendable income, you wouldn't, right? Because the Venom Pro does what you need it to do at a price that pretty much can't be beat. And then why did people still buy the Diana? Because brushless stuff feels good. And it's kind of hard to explain. I can show you, but a lot of it is like, oh, it just feels good, man. But we'll turn on our boy. And what you couldn't hear was it clicking because it's got a solenoid pusher. I've never seen a solenoid that small. I can't get the freaking camera to focus, and I don't know why. And I'm scared to get up and mess with the camera. But, you got a solenoid, so when you fire the blaster... Did I not do it? Oh, it's on safety. It might be auto-cutting that out, so I'm going to talk for a little bit. But you got a solenoid in there which does that like feedback click whenever you fire it, which feels amazing. But the other thing you might notice is that like you do actually seem to have to rev it just ever so slightly. But you can basically go 0 to 100 instantly. And brushless motors don't get really bogged down on full auto because they have way more torque. So they feel and work a lot faster. So if you had this as a dedicated sidearm, you had it, and you like drew it and fired it, you could see, and hopefully you can hear that, because it's like instant. As opposed to like having that about a half a second delay of revving up your Venom Pro. And that does go pretty far. It is something that, if you're serious and you want something that feels better, works better, and stuff like that, that's what brushless is for. Is brushless worth it? Kinda no. Because it is like a premium thing. It is meant to be a premium thing. And the problem is brushless is expensive. So, unless you're playing often or you just really like Fling, it's kind of hard to justify. The Diana, hard to justify when the Venom Pro exists. And for most people, the Venom Pro will just be the answer. That doesn't mean that it isn't worth it, but you're talking about like 80% of the effectiveness for 20% of the cost kind of thing. That's where it gets a little hard. Like, it's worth justifying a lot of things in the hobby, but there is a limit. And that limit does become harder and harder to justify if the blaster doesn't give you more for your money. So, what does this give you over a Venom Pro? And I might not even bring this up in the video. I'm still deciding on if I even want to bring up the Venom Pro and stuff like that, because I already know what the comment section is going to be, and I guess I'm just sick in the head because it angers me. Because most people are like, oh, why would you ever buy that? You just buy a Venom Pro. Walcom, you're lying to us. Just buy a Venom Pro. Why are you talking about this? You're the worst ever. I hate you. It's like, I hand this to you and you would never want to use your Venom Pro ever again. Realistically, that's why. But it's hard to explain that to you unless I can give it to you. Therein lies the problem. Because the Venom Pro kind of feels like dookie. I personally would not really run a Venom Pro when I have a Pew Pew. I have a Diana. I have Lightning. Why would I need a Venom Pro? I'm excited because I get most of the blaster for way cheaper price, and that means more of you who have never experienced this kind of blaster before get the chance to have one, right? You get to get your hands on something that I have had for years. How old is the Pew Pew? Like, I think I got mine in like 2021, something like that. And it's fine. The Venom Pro, there's nothing wrong with it. This is just better in pretty much every way. More compact, better feeling in the hand. Everything feels better. It revs up instantly. It's got a freaking ammo counter. It's more powerful from what I can tell. It does, this reliably hits about 145, 150. It's also got an ammo counter on it. It's got select fire. It's got all these things you don't need. But it's got all these things you want. And when I try to, like, right now, this is a weird blaster because it has Wi-Fi. And people don't seem to understand what that means. It doesn't mean that this thing has to be connected to the internet to function. It's just a funny thing because I don't think I've ever seen another blaster ever that has Wi-Fi. Let alone one that takes over-the-air firmware updates. Now, there are blasters that you can technically update firmware for, but I've never really, like, I think even like the Pew Pew, which does have different versions of the firmware, I don't think it's something that I've ever seen, like, here's how you update your Pew Pew firmware. That's not a thing that ever came up. I think you have to, like, flash it, and you have to be a very specific kind of person to be able to do that. Not that you don't need to have a Windows computer with Wi-Fi capable on it. and download the tool and connect to your blaster's Wi-Fi connection and then execute it. That being said, that's super funny. It is funny that this blaster has Wi-Fi in it. Everything this has, right? It's so compact and tiny. And then on top of that, it's got a freaking... Come on, shut off. Thank you. It's got this little rechargeable LiPo. Right? Like, this is cool. It's a hard pack. And it just plugs in to this little base. Right? You just pop it in. Give it a second. It'll switch eventually. There we go. Now it's charging. And it's just USB-C. And when you compare that to like the Diana, which didn't have that, that's cool. That's worth money. That's really awesome. Magazine compatibility, it does work with the Venom mags. It doesn't work with Diana mags apparently. I don't have Diana mags anymore, but it doesn't work with them. However, it does work with these. It doesn't lock in and I can't freely, but it's just like, it's a minor issue. It works fine. It's not going to fall out or anything like that. No big deal. Mags are pretty inexpensive from what I'm seeing. I think the blaster with 2 mags and 2 batteries is like $215 or something like that, less with a discount. Yeah, it's pretty good for all the features you get. But the most important thing is like, it is tiny. This is a tiny blaster. It's like the size of a Fire Strike. And this is mag in grip, select fire with an ammo count. Go back 10 years ago, it's like black magic. It's crazy. I do love that the way that works with the Venom Pro. I don't know why people don't like that. I love the like grip safety mag rev. It's the experience you have with the blaster at the end. And it's hard because it's like I eat, breathe, sleep. Everything I do is foam flinging. So it's like, for me, $200 for a good blaster is easy to justify. But I realize that's not everybody. I realize by far that's not everybody. And it sucks because like, there's always something new coming out. You just have to pick and choose your battles. As for me, it's like historically, I think I've set a precedent for the fact that I like things that are a good deal and offer good value. But, man, when stuff's good, it's good. I really do like a lot of, like, there's a reason why things like the, what do you call it? That all metal, the HQ or whatever, C330. Like, do you need that? No. Does anybody need it? No. Has everybody who's handled that blaster absolutely loved it? Yes. Everybody loves that. Should you buy one? No. Do you want one? Probably. Is the caliber worth it? It's a little long in the tooth now, I feel. Some real smooth brain engineers designed that disappointing backstrap rev trigger. It's really good, Primate. I don't know what to tell you. It's really good. I don't know why people don't like it. I loved it with the Maxim as well. I think it's a better system. Especially for like the Venom, which is meant to be a sidearm. I think that's perfect. I despise the 2-finger rev. I hate using this finger to rev my blaster, and I despise those like massive prominent rev triggers that people make where it's like sticks out like right underneath your trigger and you have to act like, if you even like slightly adjust your hand, you're pressing in the rev trigger. I hate that. I am not a fan. My favorite rev trigger that I've gotten that was like not the backstrap one was the one that came with the Adventure Force corner fire, I think is what it was called. It's like it's a lever that's in the grip that sticks out pretty decently, but it's like you just kind of like flex your fingers. Like you could do it with one finger if you want, but you could just like kind of tighten your grip and it revs up and it felt amazing. I got these little Whopper Junior hands. I mean, my hands are tiny. I haven't had a problem. Do you plan on making a video? Yeah, I was actually going to try to get it out today, but David Ex Machina happened, so get wrecked, nerds. Come on, you're saying that's the guy who bought a swim bone. Yeah, I mean, would I ever buy that? No. I'm sure if I held one, I'd be like, yeah, that's nice. Boomco Burst Wave is like one of the best. Like I still think it's probably one of the better shotguns you can get in the hobby. The only issue is that you use Boomco ammo. But the Boomco Burst Wave, if you plug the tank, like I did the video on this a decade ago. If you plug the tank on a Boomco Burst Wave, it is frightening how effective it is, because it will do like a 4-shot footprint dart blast like 100 and something feet. It's like, yeah, you gotta like pump it up and all that kind of stuff, and it doesn't feel like the highest quality blaster. That it was a $20 thing when it came out, but my good gosh, is it just a frighteningly effective blaster. Like, even when like Spring Thunder and stuff was out, the Boomco Burst Wave was still like the tippest top of like, I want a shotgun. I want to put multiple darts downrange in a footprint that makes it easy to hit somebody and they can't avoid it. Burst Wave hits that. That little tank of the Burst Wave does magic. I don't think you'd get the same effect if you converted it for foam darts. Boomco straws are just magic when it comes to their efficiency. Do you use NERF? No, I do not. Building blasters has become a bit of an issue. 10 built in the past month and 4 more kits on the way. I mean, yeah, welcome to the club. At least now it's like, you don't have to really worry about like dremeling and cutting and doing all that custom fitting and stuff. Everything's now 3D printed and easily kind of replicatable. That's the biggest issue with building like custom stuff. It's like, I can make a guide, but chances are you're not going to be able to follow my cuts exactly and get the exact same, like, end game. Hello from the cave? Well, hello, Daryl. If you're talking about the Lightning, yes, it is a $200 blaster. It's $175 if you use code S7, plus shipping, which I didn't actually calculate. There is an issue. There's a couple. And this is why I wanted to talk about this before the video. I'm still in the headspace that I think this is a phenomenal blaster. I think it's great. And I know how the comment section is going to be, which is why I'm going to test it out here. I do have 2 issues. One, actually I'd say both of them are easily fixable. Like, you don't really have to worry about them. The first one is they used infrared for the dart and mag detection in a polycarbonate clear shell. I don't know how many people Nerf outside, but if you try to use this outside, or if you try to use black foam darts, it doesn't work well. I have gotten it to work with, you know, black darts. It's not great. Sometimes it'll just stop working and be like, it's like, but there are darts in there. Other times it'll run through a mag, no problem. I feel like that's less of an issue now because we have so many options for foam darts that aren't black, and quite frankly, black foam darts are not my favorite. They're hard to find in grass and stuff like that, and now we have so many more options than just Adventure Force Pro. Even Adventure Force themselves are selling different colored darts, so I don't know if that's actually a problem. You'll have to let me know if that's a deal breaker for you, chat. And I want you to be perfectly honest. I don't want you to be like, oh, I'm never going to buy one anyway. I'm not going to buy a $200 blaster, so of course it should be absolutely flawless. It should be the best thing ever. No. Yeah, that's an issue. I don't think it's a big one. The other issue is that because it uses infrared for the mag detection, when you go outside and you use it in the sun, it's not happy. It can't really see the mag because the sun is infrared and it F's up the infrared sensor on the blaster. This is not an actual issue. I want to be very clear. So, I will explain this right now because it's very easy to explain. You see how it says out? I press the button, it says 10. The button is located right here. It's right in front of your trigger. It is incredibly easy to manipulate. You switch the blaster on, fire it, it goes out. And if you just press the button again, it goes back to 10. So, out. You get caught up. Sometimes it does that. Honestly, not often, but sometimes. Do a shot. You just press the button. Like, it takes a little bit of time, but not much. You don't have to hold it, you just tap the button. Is it kind of annoying? Yeah. But it's not a deal breaker. It will work outside just fine. It might not ammo count correctly, But when I used it, it actually seemed to do a pretty good job of ammo counting. It just couldn't detect the mag. But it works. And that's all you have to do is, like, it's one-handable. You just... Oh, no, I'm out. Click button. Oh, no, it worked. Well, actually got to hit it. There we go. Oh, no. It's not holding the button. It's just a very quick tap. Think of it like a slide release, right? You can still dual wield it, still run. That is not an issue at all. I had somebody already try to tell me it's like, it's the worst. Nobody should buy this blaster. It's buggy, unfinished. No, it works fine. It's a minor annoyance at that. For something that is supposed to be a sidearm, it's very manageable. Like, I'm doing it right now without even really trying. And they've already... Here's the other thing I want to point out. Something we have never experienced in the hobby is that the blaster is updatable. How many blasters do you have that are upgradable? So I have a feeling there will be like a double tap option in the future for an outdoor mode that will just disable mag detection. Or if it works the way I think it should, that infrared sensor should always be sending... It's not a 0 or a 1. It's definitely like a metric. And when that metric is whatever zone, it should automatically convert to outdoor mode. Like, it can't see the mag, the number is all crazy. It's just going to assume there's a problem and switch to outdoor mode. And then if you don't play outdoors, it's not a problem. Or if you play at night, it's not a problem. But there is one issue that I'm very conflicted with. Okay? And I've talked to several people about this already, and it is justifiable in my experience, and I don't think it ruins the blaster, but it does have this nag on it. And I'm still convinced, and I'm like, I think this is a fantastic blaster. I think if you want this kind of thing, especially something this compact, this fun, this powerful, it's so cute and small. I love how this thing feels and how it's like, it's like for an actual firearm. This is a pretty compact size. Oh, I love it. Battery life. That's something you probably haven't heard about. I'm uncertain how I feel about this. Because the battery life, quite frankly, is not great. I have worked with all the batteries I have so far. I have not fired the other one. I have 2. There's another one in box with me, but the battery life is, well, let's see. I've fired it a couple of times, right? This is a brand new battery. It's already down 1 bar. It's not great. How great is it supposed to be? Well, normally I don't feel like I have to worry that much about my battery life. But most of the time I'm using a battery and a blaster. It's bigger than the 535 milliamp hour battery that's inside this thing. I'm betting the Wi-Fi also does kill the blaster in Classic. I think they might have to add in an on-off button if they can. That would help. Obviously, here's the other thing this blaster does that I can't demonstrate for you without... That's why I have the other one completely clear with no darts fired, because I have to be able to show it on camera. This has that hot shot mode. So if it's in safe, it's off. But when you flip it into semi-auto, you hear click because the solenoid retracts all the way, and your motors start spinning, which is why this thing has immaculate trigger response time, because the motors are always running. I tested it last night a couple of different ways. I have footage of it. I emptied every mag I could out of this thing. Like, I emptied like 8 mags or whatever. I shut the blaster off. I reloaded those 8 mags, turned it back on, emptied those mags, shut it off. And I did that until it literally would just shut off and not work anymore. And even then, I could turn it back on and run a couple more mags through, and then it shut off, and I'm like, okay, I think we can call it there. Even though I think I could turn it back on and get a little bit more out of it, which is like an emergency tank, I guess you would call it. You can get about 35 mags out of one of these things. Alternatively, I also tested off camera. I'm not going to subjugate myself to editing this footage. If you set this thing on, like you have it in semi-auto, full auto, like it's ready to rock, mag fed, and you were to set it down, you get at least 90 minutes of standby time. That's 90 minutes of it constantly running and working, and you'd still be able to get about a dozen mags through. If you did that like in quick succession and didn't like immediately go like, okay, I drew it, fired one mag, and then put it back in, it would probably not have the greatest time. And I'm on a weird kind of fence with this because the battery's obviously small, it's tiny. The battery is also easy to charge, quick to charge, easy to replace, toolless, all that kind of stuff. But it does seem to be like, I don't remember the last time I really had to worry. Like if you grab a Venom Pro, that battery will last you forever. Like I think I had one fire 1,000 rounds plus and it never went dead. So is this an issue? It's supposed to be a sidearm. And if you just sat there and just ran it, you could run a battery down in like, I don't know how long. It wouldn't be that long. Yeah, it's already at half. So it's like, I'm not sure. I felt that this was too quick. And so I literally ran, I guarantee you I have ran more mags through this than other reviewers out there. Because not only have I been playing with it for 2 or 3 days, I on camera ran through 40-something mags. On camera, I have the whole footage and everything. So, is that an issue? If I can't, the battery's a problem. Well, it's not meant to be a primary. And even then, here's my other side of that. Let's say you get a half hour of gameplay time out of this thing, running it normally, running multiple mags. Like, how many mags are you dumping, realistically? Like, are you seriously running like 30, 40 mags a round? Then yeah, this is not the blaster for it. Get a Diana, but even then, it's like, I don't remember if I even went through, 4 dozen magazines in my Diana. In one mag, and then even then, it's like, what do you do when the Diana's battery goes dead? Because it used a pretty small 4S LiPo. It replaced it. They're hot swappable. Like, is it seriously an issue? And it's not like the batteries are expensive, because if you buy the blaster with 2 mags and 2 batteries, it's like $20 more. So, is it actually a problem? I wonder. Like, I feel like that's where I'm at. So welcome to me last night sitting here for hours trying to think of how I'm going to do this video. I like it. I like absolutely everything. I feel the battery life is a bit short. I don't think it's horribly short. I think it's a bit short. Does it work fine? Yeah. Is it fun? Yeah. Does it do everything it needs to do? Yeah. Is it way better feeling than the Diana in every possible way? Yes. Battery life is a bit short, but buy an extra battery. It's USB-C rechargeable. So this is a USB-C LiPo charger. I just put this on. I wasn't camera. I think it takes about 20 minutes to charge a LiPo. 15, 20 minutes to charge that. It is a 3S LiPo. They are 535 milliamp hours, but yeah, the battery life is a little bit short with it, and I'm like, I feel like that's an issue. And it's like, so I tested the standby time. I'm like, I think you can get 90 minutes and still get a couple of mags out of it and you'd be fine. And that's if you're literally running around like HVZ with it, right? You have this thing on, really the hotshot mode going. Like, how did the Diana do with that? The problem with the Diana was the thing would burn you. Like, for a light amount of work, the Diana would burn you. This thing will get warm. If I just sat here and just ran it, it does get a little bit warm, but it never got anywhere near as bad as the Diana. Not a huge fan of proprietary batteries, but they did make them nice and easy. Yeah, there are pluses and minuses to it. There really is. I do think that, yeah, it's a proprietary battery. Maybe they'll make another blaster in the future. I don't know if I want another blaster to use these because they're tiny. But what this thing sets out to do, it's not, and at least it comes with its own charger and stuff. It's something that I'm trying to think, like, is it a big deal? As someone who runs pistols as primaries, is it a big deal? Well, I have multiple batteries, so no, it wouldn't be. It's not like I'm not going to play 20-minute long rounds where I can't actually stop using my blaster. And even then, it's like, I could have 20, like you're talking 20 magazines on you in the middle of a game. Right? Most, in my opinion, like if I were to actually use this in the game, I think I would get bored of it because I don't use one blaster all day. I would honestly get tired of it. And I feel like the battery life at that point is perfect. So the problem with it, David, is like, how do I accurately test the battery life? Because it's like, if you have it in hotshot mode, and I have it like in my pocket or whatever, this is pocketable. It's super cool because it's pocketable. And I like draw it, run mag, and then put it back in my pocket. I think the battery life is different than if you're just sitting here trying to run the battery out, or I just have it in a holster for a half hour, 45 minutes, and then draw it and run it. I only have one, and that's the Osprey kit, which does have features. I like the Osprey kit. I really do. I wanted to do a video on it. There was issues with trying to get that video done, and now it's so late, I don't know if I can do a video. I do love it. It does have issues, and I think this fixes a lot of them at the expense of, like, with the Osprey kit, you have to kind of tune it, and with this, you can't really tune it. Here's the thing. Technically, if this company wanted to, they could open their firmware update tool. I don't think they will, ever, but they could, and let the community tweak it and do whatever they want with it. That it might actually be possible. It might be able to just, if they release whatever they use to make the firmware, or if it's something that's common and you could just make your own update and then flash it through the firmware update tool, that could be a possibility. That could lead to a lot of cool stuff. If you have room to carry that many mags, you find room for a backup hardship battery. I also agree. And the batteries are not exactly huge. They're kind of tiny. I loved it being part of the way you can change the toggle modes. That's something they're adding to this. Out of the box, this does not have full auto, I assume, because full auto would destroy the battery life even worse. But also because, like, it's a 10-round mag. This is an 8, but it's a 10-round mag. I don't know if I need to do this video. It's something that I've talked about quite a bit. It's like, full auto in NERF is garbage. Now, does that mean it shouldn't have it? No. Because having full auto as like a, draw panic button when you don't have time to accurately like nail your targets, you just need to like, oh crap, drop, done. That's important. It's not the main use case, but it is important, and the Venom Pro does that. However, the 2-shot burst is rad. 2-shot burst is really good. 3-shot burst, I like. 2-shot burst, especially one where it's like, I gotta get the time, because there isn't. It's not. It's pretty good. It's way better than the Diana. But like 2-shot burst is like, at like 70 feet, 80 feet, I don't want a chance not missing my target. So with that, it's like 2-shot burst is perfect. You can take out 5 people easy with one mag. Hey, quiet, what? So, I don't know. Like, I'm on the fence, like, the battery life is like, I thought, like, oh no, people are gonna hate that. And I talked to, like, Hawkeye, I talked to Z, I talked to a bunch of people, I'm like, is that a deal breaker? And they were like, dude, just get a second battery, what's the big deal? Like, even if it's like, I can have one battery, run it in a match or 2 or 3, and then, oh no, my battery's dead, just pop it out, put it on the base, grab the other one, put it back in, and go back to play. And at that point, it's like, if you need to switch back, you can. Feel like it wouldn't be that big of a deal. So, I wonder, is it actually an issue? Is kind of NLA? I don't know what that means. Does it not time out of hotshot mode? It has like a low battery beep. It doesn't have auto shut off unless the battery literally goes below critical. Which, to be said, when the battery shuts off critical, turn it back on and it will still do like a dozen mags if you just run it, reload, run it, reload, run it, reload. And then it will turn off again. How's the plastic quality? It's polycarb. So at first glance, it's like, oh, it's kind of light and blah, blah, blah. But I've already dropped it and it was fine. And then on top of that, it's like, it feels way nicer than like the worker stuff did. It feels way nicer. And I don't really think we had a problem with it. I think we had a problem with the Terminator, but the rest of the stuff, like, yeah, it's fine. No longer available. Okay. Did I see Lidl's new lever action? I did. I saw that video. I love the transparent arms. I wish colored transparents were more common. The funniest part about that is, like, I'm sitting here like, yeah, it's cool, because nobody will mistake this for a firearm. And then I sat there, it's like, they're totally still going to ban this thing, because, oh, I don't want it. It looks like a firearm. But it's like, how firearms aren't clear. Like, you can't really get... If you could, I'd probably own one, to be honest. I think it was Delta Force. I pulled the legendary skin. That had, like, the transparent, where you can see, like, all the workings, and I'm like, man, that's cool. How long to charge battery? It's like 15, 20 minutes. It's not that bad. Do you still have that Gecko AEB kit? What? I have no idea what you're talking about. So I got a hammer shot. What upgrade kits do you recommend? Look at what Radioactive Arms has. Was it Radioactive Designs? I think it's Radioactive Designs. It's Radioactive. They are the hammer shot whisperer. They sell pretty insane hammer shot stuff. They're the ones who've got hammer shots that hit like 200 FPS. It's the silhouette from how far away it looks like you're just holding a pistol, wouldn't it? You mean... I don't... You're talking about the silhouette of something that is transparent. Like, that's where that kinda doesn't work unless you're against, like, a background, and even then, you're gonna look at this thing and like, it looks like a toy, no matter how you look at it. I guess if you get, like, blurry really far away, you might think it's, like, some custom painted, custom design, but... Like, if it's outdoor in the sunlight, there's no way, because the actual transparency is going to mess with the silhouette. Is there a B-car available? They're building some. So if you look at the design of the barrel, it's very much, I think it's friction fit in there. I don't know how you get it out, but I also think you just take out 2 screws and the whole top part will come out. They said they're working on one. The kit that turns the Lizzie Gecko into an AEB. That is not a thing I've ever heard of. I'm almost certain that is not an actual product. I think you're missing... Are you talking about the Quick Edge? That's not a kit. That's a full-on blaster. That's the only pistol AEB there is. Radioactive design. Thank you, Deflagration. Can vouch for Radioactive. Look, Radioactive and I, for years, like, we were pretty antagonistic towards each other. Now we're great friends. I talk to him literally all the time. This is swell, dude. And I still will not believe 200 FPS hammer shot until it's in my greasy palms. But look at what he did with, like, he just sent me the files for that, Desperado. Holy crap, that was like 200 or 120 FPS up from 80 short dart. Like, that worked fine. Yeah, I would believe the guy's incredibly talented when it comes to springers like that. And the Radson stuff works really good. And I'm really excited that he's doing the break action Radson, because that fixes the one issue I had with the Radson. I'm going to turn you off. It's a half battery. I've been sitting here playing. This is fantastic. I really like the 6-round mag. It technically holds 8, but I just love how that looks. It's just good. It does exist. There was a conversion kit to turn the Gecko into an AEB? I've never heard of that. That's wild. I've literally never heard of that. NERF Gecko AEB. The Lizzie Gecko AEG. What?
Whoa, this is interesting. Hello. What is this?
I have never heard of this. Is this what became the Quick Edge?
No, an injection molded. What?
Hold on. Hold the phone. Hold open the front door. This is the thing. From like 3+ years ago. What? Let's see if I can do this in a wait, why did that disappear? Oh, because it's behind. Let's do that, and that, and that. So I'll go over here. Should have set up the green screen, huh? Let's turn this up.
Whoa, this is interesting. Hello.
Interesting is putting it mildly, my dude. It is that is a little bit more than interesting. That is freaking. If this is what you put on the tin, that is insanely cool.
What is up, guys? I'm your host Gordon, and welcome to
I don't think I've ever heard of this content creator before. Are they still active? I hope they are.
another one of my video. Today we caught ourselves a really interesting blast over here. As you can see, this is the Lizzie Gecko. I mean the injection molded.
Okay, so this is not the AG. I clicked on it. Why does this one not the AG? Okay.
Lizzie Gecko 3.0. Yes, the same kind of Lizzie Gecko that I've reviewed in all of my video, and this is apparently a 3.0 version. Wow, can't believe that Mac Potato is able to get me one of this for today's video.
Never even heard of Mac Potato. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna disappear that for a second because I'm gonna go pump action kit Gecko AG conversion. Oh, okay.
Case you are into you.
This is from 2 years ago. Okay, this is what I want to see. This is the kind of insanity I want to see.
Holy moly, this thing looks absolutely amazing.
That's putting it lightly. This thing looks. Let me put it over my fat. Look at this thing. It's a vector from hell.
Wow, that feels great. Holy moly, that blowback is insane. Hello, what is up, guys? I'm your host Gordon, and welcome to another one of my video. Today we got something super
I've never heard of this
interesting.
before.
I mean, extremely interesting. What I got over here is actually a Lizzie Gecko 2.0, fully decked out with all the Gucci's and LVs. What am I?
It's got the stock. It's definitely Vector-esque, but also pistol. Okay, I'm gonna say, I really, really don't like how there's you can't, let me grab the pointer, rat. The kit sticks out past the muzzle. Oh, do I not like that? But I guess once you put a B-car or something on there, it would be fixed. Let me make it so you guys can see what video I'm watching. I need to cut off the video.
Talking about over here? Yes, the blaster that I'm holding over here is basically the same blaster as the injection molded fully nylon Lizzie Gecko 2.0, but with...
Okay, so I didn't know that there was straight up Gecko. I thought the Fire Rat was the thing everybody kind of copied, because the original Gecko didn't even have a mag release.
A full-blown electric power kit being installed on it. Holy moly. By the way, to those who are still new to the channel, this channel is all about rare imported foam dot blaster, just like this guy over here, which is...
I feel like they're living a better life than me. I wish I could get my hands on stuff like this. This will probably be one of my favorite blasters of all time had I got this 3 years ago.
Super rare. Gel blaster as well as water blaster. Basically anything that blasts stuff. So far, if you guys are liking the content, feel free to click the like button because it will help this channel a lot. It's all about the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe and ring the notification bell button because more of these content will be released every weekend, more precisely Saturday. And of course, I will do my best to not disappoint all of you guys. So before we continue with...
I am gonna hazard a guess before we get too far into things. This looks like a folding stock, which is sick. I actually hope it's folding stock. I'm not a big fan of these raised sights, but it's probably required. I'm guessing the battery goes in down here. You can kind of see my mouse. I'm willing to bet there's a limit of what spring pressure this thing can take, though.
the review, let us do a little bit of shout out. Yes, I will be doing a shout out every Saturday to those who leave comment in the comment section. So leave as much comment as possible in the comment section.
I also dig the Gundam shirt.
3 to 4 of you might be selected for a shout out in the next Saturday. So the first shout out today will be
I had no
Dino
idea.
TV. Thank you
never
for
actually
always
seen
supporting
I don't
this
think
channel.
I've had a
And the next
knockoff.
one is
Like the
Last
Fire Rat.
Emperor. Wow, that's an
I feel like the
epic
Fire Rat
name.
came out
Holy
not
moly
long after
approved.
the
Yes, I
Gecko.
know, Last Emperor, you have been asking for one of those huge nylon.
As much as I love this, we're talking like he showed the thing off, and then we've got 2 minutes of literally nothing. I get it, but
Straight out of the package, you got the entire blaster with the kit being assembled for you so that you don't have to assemble it yourself.
what is the price on something like that, though?
Okay. First look at the blaster. Aesthetically, I would say this thing looks absolutely stunning. And it kind of looks like a Chris Vector as well because of this box over here. Just like for the magazine compartment, unlike the Chris Vector, which is supposed to be somewhere around here, the magazine compartment is basically here. And it is an electric power kit and it fires hard. Yes, the moment you decided to get this kit, not only that
I do want to see like how hard something like this can hit. Because I actually do wonder.
you will get a kit, you will get the entire blaster with the kit assembled as well.
That's the good point of
the buttstock over
also
here.
making the blaster. You know, you can also just make a kit and sell the whole thing without having to sell a kit and have somebody put it together. I wonder how hard this is actually to put together.
You'll also get a blaster that is being heavily modded. More on that later. The second thing that I actually wanted to point out is the weight of the blaster. This thing is
I just noticed the charging handle on the side of it. You see
crazy heavy. I mean, this is probably
probably steel gears and stuff like that. Yeah.
the heaviest blaster that I've ever owned. I mean, I'm not joking. This thing is near 2 kilograms.
It's like that long shot AB thing minus the threat of finger removal. Yeah, but that thing's massive, crazy.
Regarding the build quality, the blaster itself
Cyberlight Ghost is now at Walmart's. Okay, good enough. Thank you very much for
is
that,
of
General.
course solid because the entire blaster is made out of nylon, so no worries about it flexing or whatsoever. The 3D printing quality feels pretty solid as well.
Looks great.
Shouldering this blaster, so far everything is perfectly fine. Of course, one of the main reasons is because of the buttstock over here. This 3D printing kit will allow you to install all sorts of aftermarket gel blasters.
Okay, so that's it didn't look that long. I guess it is, yeah.
Because of the buttstock over here. This 3D
Not
printing
sure how I
kit will
feel
allow
about
you
that
to
design.
install
That looks
all
like it
sorts
might-
of aftermarket
it might
gel
fail.
blaster buffer tube as well as a buttstock. Just that one thing I would like to tell you guys, I'm not sure it is my problem or what, is that the M5 1.5" screw will not be able to lock the buffer tube in place. You actually need a longer screw. I actually went to the hardware store and get myself a 3" M5 and it is able to lock it in place. And thanks to that, right now I can have all kinds
folds,
of buttstock
right?
of my choice.
Show me it folding.
Not only that this blaster was being made to put in standard buffer tube, the buttstock over here actually have a folding mechanism just in case you are into, you know, this kind of have a folding mechanism just in case you are into
Oh, that's so cool. Oh, it looks so good.
you know, this kind of a tactical look. And overall, I would say that the folding mechanism
It's
is pretty
so
solid.
good.
Let us try a little bit of Gordon slap. Yeah, it works.
I would be worried about snapping it off. He did put a pretty long screw in it, but man.
The blaster also comes with a pair of 3D printed fiber optics, which is pretty nice. The Picatinny rail situation so far, of course, it is a little bit underwhelming. The Picatinny rail is actually being taken by the 3D printed fiber optic side, and it also comes
Just take off the sides.
with a 3D printed priming bar for you to prime the blaster manually. Speaking about priming, the blaster also comes with a pair of really thick metal rod on both sides of the blaster to guide the electric power priming and firing, which in the same time double as a reinforcement for this 3D printing kit. The mag release lever is located at the left hand side of the blaster. Just push it up to release the mag.
Okay, that's kind of gross. I thought that might have been the folding thing. I'm sorry.
Which in the same time double
That is
as
kinda
a
gross.
reinforcement for this 3D printing kit. The mag
Look
release
how
lever
far
is
he
located
has
at
to
the left hand side of
manipulate
the
that
blaster.
lever.
Just push it out
And
to
then he has
release
to
the
hold
magazine
it
and push
to
it down
pull
to
up.
release the slide. Yes, this blaster actually comes
That's
with
cool.
slide lock mechanism, which means that when you run out of darts, the slide will automatically lock itself. In a
All right.
manual
That is cool. That might be worth a disgusting mag release.
Blaster, a slide load mechanism is like, yeah, that's kind of cool. But in an electric powered blaster, a slide load mechanism, oh yeah, it's super cool. Holy moly. So let us get a little bit technical about this blaster, which is probably the first time I'm doing this in the channel. The blaster comes with a slightly longer barrel just in case you need to put yourself a scar barrel or a fake muzzle suppressor
it looks
for
awful.
aesthetic purposes. And yes, the barrel is made out of aluminum. The blaster also comes with aluminum cylinder. Even the plunger is made out of aluminum. And the spring that came with this kit is a 1.6. Holy moly, I'm expecting
so I hear that like number, like 1.6, 1.8, 1.2. I don't know what that means. 1.6 sounds really heavy from like a 1.6 spring, like a Harrier and stuff like that.
some serious result in the testing later. The entire
take that to a warrior asking for a stun gun shot by a Karen. Yeah, but this guy doesn't, I don't think he lives in the US. I mean, maybe he does, I don't know, but like, it's not a problem outside of the US.
trigger mechanism is actually made out of a combination of 3D printed materials as well as metal. So basically it's like a piece of steel being sandwiched by
Is that actually a piece of steel being sandwiched by
two pieces of 3D printing materials, which is pretty sturdy. And the trigger pull of this blaster is on the stiffer side, and it is very snappy to pull as well. This blaster, surprisingly to me, came with a 550 high torque motor. A 550 high torque means it's full auto capable, but I was advised not to use the function as it might damage the blaster, and I was told that it is safer to use single fire. As we were kind of expecting, this blaster actually have like very strong blowback, and because of the rapid blowback caused by the full auto, there is a chance that it might break some parts in here. The gear ratio that is being used in this mechanism is 100 to 300, which again,
I wish I was smart enough to really understand what that means.
that kind of ratio is more on the high torque kind of speedy side, which means that the developer kind of have like a full auto in mind while making this blaster. Again,
so I want to point out, I don't think I would, and this is because I have a video coming up on the X-Shot, the Quick Edge, which is this but fully injection molded, and it was a commercial failure, which sucks because mine works fine. Now when I got it didn't work, but mine works fine. And the Quick Edge is only semi-auto, which I didn't know before buying it. But I prefer that so much more because I don't feel like these things need to be full auto. There's like no purpose to these things having full auto.
and yes, this blaster comes with full auto function. You can try it, but try it at your own risk. And speaking of gears, even
I just see a screen like a... Yeah, there's like a voltmeter down there. That's cool.
Speaking of gears, even the gearbox is made out of metal, more precisely aluminium, located at the bottom of the blaster.
Aluminium gearbox I'm not sure about. Aluminum, it can shear pretty easily.
There is a screen, an indicator. That is cool, but that is not a dot counter. This is a battery power indicator, which tells you how many power lasts in your battery, which is a pretty good thing to have. And speaking about the battery is located at the bottom of the blast over here, which is where a magazine was supposed to be if this is a Chris Vector. And when we talk about battery, you actually need a 3S 11.1 volt LiPo battery to run this blaster. And of course, it uses an XT30 connector. The battery compartment of this blaster is not a very big battery compartment. The size of the battery that I'm using right now is around 18 millimeter thick, 25 millimeter wide, and 75 millimeter long. Maybe in the future the developer might want to put something like a extended battery door over here for a larger battery capacity. You know, time will tell. Speaking about capacity, the blaster comes with a 8-round capacity magazine.
That's an 8-rounder? What? That is an 8-rounder. It's tiny. That thing looks like a 15-rounder.
And many of you might think that this magazine is actually the same magazine with the Lizzie Gecko 2.0. Yes, technically it is the same magazine, but this magazine over here is slightly modded in order to fit this entire system. I'm talking about the slide lock mechanism, because instead of a shorter protruding plastic piece just like in the...
Is that really necessary? Has anybody needed one of these things like an Airsoft thing? I don't even know if Airsoft still uses that.
original Lizzie 2.0, it is being replaced by a slightly longer protruding metal rod. And you know why? In order to get this pin over here, they actually have to reprint the entire dart pusher to get this pin fitted in the magazine. Yes, you can still use the old 2.0 magazine, just that you will lose the slide.
What's the purpose of that? What actually is the whole purpose of having that? 550 is standard for 1/10 scale RC? Okay. I'm not like super big on RC stuff, but sorry I'm late, I skipped my HOA fussy meeting. Okay. I think it's either Singapore or Korea, I forgot which. We don't need those pins for foam darts. Slide lock? I mean, I have slide lock blasters that don't have that sticking out the side,
which you might risk dry firing the blaster because you don't know when you are out of darts. And to run all of this, this blaster also comes with a custom circuit board. And if you are done using the blaster, always remember to release the spring. First, you will have to unplug the battery and then pull the trigger. So here's enough of the technicality. Man, this is the first time I'm doing this. Hopefully you don't get boring with all those technical stuff. And of course, next we will be moving to the testing. But before that, I would like to personally test something out because there is some interesting comments on my previous...
I mean, we're 10 minutes in and I still haven't actually seen a dart come out of it yet.
Yes, QWK-HAE.
There it is.
B style blaster video. To those who do not know what is that, a QWK-H is an electric powered blaster just like this one. Of course, the H is not a 3D printed blaster, it's actually a full-blown nylon blaster. And in that video, I'm testing that blaster using bamboo darts. And according
those are the ones that I've been using and they've been working really well.
To many information from many forums, the QWK-H actually jams a lot. And
that's the other thing. So when I first got mine, it didn't work. And then when I took it apart, replaced some things, put it back together to work, I haven't had any issues with it. Which makes me sad that it died and it isn't around anymore.
That test, I did not encounter any jams at all. And many of you guys pointed out it's because I'm using bamboo darts, which is basically a slightly smaller darts compared to an AF darts or a ruby dart.
Is this a problem though? Like, oh, well, yeah, yours wasn't a piece of crap because you used those darts. Okay, are you going to use, you know, the wrong ammo in your handgun? Like, obviously not. Is that an issue? Yeah, here's the thing, and it uses this ammo. Okay, is that a problem?
Actually move on to the firing demo and testing. Yes, in the test I will be using bamboo darts. Right over here I got a magazine of Dart Zone Ruby darts, which I wanted to test it live right now to see if it actually jams with thicker darts like this. So we get the magazine, we put the magazine in, and not only that, I'm going to fire this blaster, I'm gonna do this in full auto. So
if I go past the 5-minute mark without showing, maybe that's why my audience retention is so low. Maybe I have to wait till 10 minutes. Maybe I should try that.
Know, but I just maybe I should wait. Know how this full
maybe I should. Maybe I should hold it, because I always made it a point to like shoot the blaster at about the 5-minute mark. My audience, like my average retention is always like 5:46 minute. But the funniest part about that is the dumpster diving videos where I don't fire the blaster for 10, 12 minutes sometimes, those have like 9-minute, 10-minute average view durations. I wonder.
Although it feels like, yes, I'm doing this at my own risk, and here goes nothing.
I would not want to do that.
Holy crap, that rate of fire is crazy, but yep, do it at your own risk. So far, I think
that's a pretty good rate of fire
yet, hopefully. So yes, I think you get your answer. Full auto, Dart Zone Ruby darts, no jams. Without further ado, let us go test the blaster out.
There we go. That looks like it's got some pop. He's having too much fun. It looks goofy, he's having too much fun. Yes, I want to stick my lips up the blaster when I close the action. Did you see it? Hold on. Did you see what I just saw? I wonder what happened there. Hold on. We got to go back. You see that dart? You see what happened with that dart? Hold on, let me cover my fat face. I don't know what happened there. Something went wrong. I love this guy's energy, though. He's having so much fun. That's just that's wild. Is that something people do? Is that like a military drill? That's about what the quick edge hits. That's an interesting way of doing an accuracy test. I've never thought about that. Normally, I think it's pretty much implied that when I'm shooting, I'm aiming at the target. But when the point is off, like when I'm shooting at it, I then adjust my aim to try to fix it. And I stopped capturing, like, I mean, I switch in and out because I'm trying to fix that content so you people would actually watch it. But it's, like, I'm fixing my point of aim, and I try not to have like, oh, I'm shooting up and to the right. You know, I usually be like, I'm aiming at the 8 to hit the 10 kind of thing. Maybe I should put a little aiming dot there. That's not a bad idea.
Okay.
So 10 meters is about 30 feet. So again, I'm not talking about the content creator. I feel like it should, I guess it doesn't have a scar, but neither does the quick edge. The quick edge is like laser accurate without a B-car or anything like that on it. It's pretty accurate. I feel like it's way more accurate than that at 30 feet. Because my range is 22 feet. And I think I can hit around the bullseye pretty much every single time. Interesting.
Okay.
I wonder if that's the blaster or not. But again, we did see a dart that like did it.
We're back. I mean, thank God the blaster is still alive after all those full auto testing. Sorry, Mac Potato. But again, I'm doing this at my own risk. Okay, so the blaster performance is actually not bad.
That's
the blaster can actually fires from 136
How much does it cost?
FPS all the way to 150
That's
FPS.
the golden question.
In 8
How
to 10
much
meters,
does it
is
cost?
actually pretty accurate, hitting a target, definitely no problem.
I'd pay
Aiming this
$300
blaster
for
in
that.
a fast-paced environment or in a CQB situation.
Yeah, zero. If that's actually the price, I would pay $300 for that.
So far, operating this blaster, I did not encounter any jams yet, which is a good thing. I even empty a full mag of ruby darts in full auto, and there is no jams. And yes, it is not advisable to use
the quick
full
edge is
auto
better
yet in this kit. But so far, in my testing, sorry, Mac Potato.
I think I said to somebody else recently, like, I have not seen a 3D printed AEG that worked. Like, I've seen a lot of people want to do 3D printed AEGs. I've seen a lot of people try, but I had not seen one that actually really worked. I'm sure there was, like, just like this. There's, like, you know, Asian stuff out there that people have made that worked, but I've never seen it. This is, like, one of the first times I remember seeing an actual, like, full 3D printed.
It survives all of it. And I try to shake the blaster a little bit to ensure that there's no breaking parts or something like that. So far, everything still works. Yep. Overall, I would say that this is a very interesting blaster, and in the same time, it is a very, very good looking blaster. And this blaster absolutely 100% passed the wall test with flying colors. I mean, take a look at that. With an additional scar barrel or a cosmetic.
I'm curious what the wall test was.
Adding mock suppressor, man, this blaster is going to look absolutely amazing. So yep, that's up to the guys. Like this video for the YouTube algorithm because that will help me and the channel a lot. Subscribe if you haven't already. Remember to ring the notification bell button because more of these videos are coming every weekend, more precisely Saturday. And not forget to leave as much comment as possible down below because I will be selecting a few of you for the next Saturday shout out. And
that's legit pretty cool. I love this guy's energy. I don't think I've ever seen a video from him before, which is a shame. Absolute. I don't know what happened there, how this guy slipped through my radar. But Gordon Sue, I subscribe. I hope they're still making videos. Do you stream on Saturday? I always stream on Saturday. Unless I don't stream on Saturday, but most of the time I stream on Saturday. And like test to see how good it looks on the wall. I mean, I guess. That is super interesting. check really quick to see what else he's done. He's done anything super interesting. Protean. 300 FPS Protean. Magnum X2. Alright. So, I'm not really seeing a whole lot of other, like, really interesting things here. Man, that's cool. Malaysia. He says he went to a Malaysia Nerf war. Huh. That is a blaster. Actually, I should have checked to see if it was still. You said it's not available anymore, Primate?
Is your
So he had a link in the description. Blasters. I just click on blaster. I'm looking at the website real quick. Oh, everything's sold out. Honey Badger. Okay, there's still a lot of like stuff I see on like Amazon and whatnot. A lot of stuff I see on like Amazon and like, so they must be some kind of retailer. How recent? That video was almost 3 years old. That's pretty nuts. I mean, I assume, like, this is the only place that they were selling them, and they probably didn't sell too many of them. But, my goodness. I'm, like, trying to find... They don't really have a whole lot here. I'm trying to find that exact thing. I think other people found it. It looks like most everything is sold out. And yeah, it's not like they even... They're in a completely different country. I don't think I've heard of them. But, wow. Yeah, I would want one. I have a quick edge, so I don't need one. I would say, it's a shame. Do I have this actually in the case that's right here? Who wants to get banned off YouTube? Is it actually in here? It's empty. I think I loaded it up recently. Give me like 1 minute, chat. Alright. I'm gonna put my money where my mouth is. Okay, cool. It's now not even focusing on me? What is going on with my autofocus, dude? So, YouTube, this is a foam dart blaster. It is a toy from overseas. It doesn't have a red tip. I apologize for that. I do have one. And this thing is rad. Oh, it's this button. As heck. This is an AEG. So, this one, it's so funny because once you open it up, you can see how simple it actually is. It's not a complicated blaster. It also doesn't feel like it's a $300 or $200 blaster or whatever it was. The mags are bespoke to it. They're very similar like the Challenger mags, and the Challenger mags are bigger, but it's not the same. Flexible things, but loading it up. Siren Mauler for 14 bucks. You got a 250 plus FPS blaster for 14 bucks. I think the O-ring fell out. I believe a big problem with their manufacturing. A lot of people are like, oh, the Siren Mauler's garbage. I think they have an issue with the turnaround. Make sure your pusher has an O-ring. That could be the other issue, but it also could be your turnaround just kind of popped open a little bit. Is that acceptable for a production blaster that you bought from a store? No. But is it probably really easily fixable? Yeah. I don't remember how many darts are supposed to go in here. These are also all worn darts I picked up off the floors, and like one of them is already smiling like a donut, so we'll see if this actually even works. But I have had really good luck with this one. So, mag, you do have a charging handle, so you prime that back. You can actually run this blaster without a battery. It's gonna get better. Now, can you understand why I would think this is the best blaster ever? Do you have any doubt in your mind? Ooh, but I stopped, and it looks like it did jam. Did it jam on the dart that I thought it was going to jam on? It didn't. It jammed on a different dart. I've had it running pretty flawlessly. Let's see. So this shot should be fine. It's empty. That one's squibbed. And it locks open when it's empty. So, you can remove the bag, and it does have a slide lock. Just take out the battery. Take out the it is an 80. Seal's a little bit off on this one. That's not a good sign. But yeah, you could actually run it completely without a battery. So yeah, the seal on mine was perfect, and now it's not. I've had this thing for over a year, and I still haven't done it. I still have to take it apart because I bought every part I could for this thing. So, I bought every single part I could with this thing. I can't find the spring. That is upsetting. But I bought this thing for like $200-something. It didn't even work. I then bought a whole new set of gears, a new motor, everything. It's so good. Again, I used worn darts. In something like this, I would never use worn darts. But I got like 4 or 5 magazines off in a row. No issue with this thing. It is fantastic. That response type is just so good. Like, that beats out brushless any day of the week. But this thing was a failure. I also had, I re-glued it, but this part right here on mine cracked open, and I couldn't close the stock. So I actually had to re-glue it, and that's the only part I'm worried about is like the body of this blaster. If it breaks, I cannot get another one. What is with the autofocus today, man? I don't know what's going on. Let's clamshell that and make it a Talon compatible. I don't really care. I have like 9 mags for it. They were like $4 each on clearance. I did want to paint it. The problem is that like these are so rare. Also, this fell out, but I know where it is. My serial number goes in right there. It fell out, but I know where it is. It's so rare I don't want to, because I can't. If I could get another body, I would. But that was the only replacement part. So it's like, how many people have those? I only know if one other person has one. I did learn these are literally just a 3S LiPo. If you pull this, you take out the screws, you pull this apart, it's just 3S LiPo soldered to these things, and there's the balance connector. So I can replace the LiPo if I want to. I have a full set of gears. I have a spare motor. So, yeah, that thing is awesome when it works. And that was the problem, is it didn't work. And I'm not quite sure why it didn't work, but with bamboos, it works really good. That dart folding is most likely it was just too worn of a dart. It probably is already damaged. Albert, getting all that stuff is real easy to get. I mean, except for the Sentinel, but I think even if you wanted like a Buzzbee Sentinel, you could still find one for sale. It's like one of those things. Yeah, there's new in-box ones on eBay. Do you have to pay eBay prices? Yeah, there's used ones too. Blasters, these blasters aren't hard to get. A rare blaster is a blaster you can't get. I don't think there's ever been a time you can't go on eBay and buy a Sentinel. So, like, a blaster that's rare is something that, like, when you're looking for it, you can't find one. That's a rare blaster. That's one where you just, like, overcharging or not. If people are, it's off the shelf, so you're dealing with the secondhand market. I wouldn't say that's overcharging. If it's been off the shelf for a decade, is it fair to charge, you know, $100 for a new in-box one? I would expect it to go even more, because if you want one, that's how you get one. Should Buzzbee, and I say this as somebody who has, you know, new in-box Sentinel, should Buzzbee reshell the blaster? Yes, of course they should. I'm not saying it should be unobtainium forever. Here's a brand new in-box rapid-fire tech. The shell-ejecting terrible old one. Those are, like, those were on store shelves with the Sentinel. In fact, I think they were on store shelves after the Sentinel. And, yeah, it wasn't, they're way cheaper, and yet it's more expensive than the Sentinel on eBay. It looks like from the same seller, too. Back to the Wi-Fi, but if we assume it takes a minute to go through a mag in a war and it can fire up to 40 mags before dying, your battery would charge. Yeah, but also you're not gonna run 40 mags, right? You're not gonna run 40, I just punched myself in the side of the head. You're not gonna run 40 mags with this thing. You're not gonna carry 40 mags on you. You're probably not gonna carry 10 mags on you. So, I can't seem to find Crimson Longshot on eBay anymore. You probably can. That one might be a little bit more difficult, but it's like every time I've looked for a 1995 Kenner crossbow, it's been on eBay. And multiple options. There's never been a time I've not been able to find a 1995 Kenner crossbow. And we think those things are literally just rare. Good luck finding one of these on eBay. I paid a lot of money for my bungee blaster, way too much money. The reason why I paid so much is because I'd never seen one come up on eBay, ever. And I was like, I need this blaster. If I don't buy this one, I may never find another one. I've never seen another one since then. No Power Strike 24s. Yeah, I think we have the only two, David. Imagine if you had bad Wi-Fi and the blaster is laggy. That's not how it works, Epsilon. It's a funny joke, but I think there are people out there that actually think this thing has to be connected to Wi-Fi to work. It is funny to think that there's going to be somebody out there that can hack into your blaster remotely and disable it. Ooh, like Cyberpunk. It's so nice. That rev trigger is a brilliant design. That's the rev. Oh, hey, it finally focused. Look at that dark dust. Look how many mags I've put through this thing. It's just caked in there. Look at that trigger response time. It's beautiful, man. Two-shot burst. It's beautiful. That's why you buy it. Do you need it? No, of course not. But my gosh, is it better than like everything else out there. And it, like size comparison, real quick. This thing's cool as heck. Look how much smaller this is. Like, you have to make the decision if that compactness is worth it. It's like half the size of a Venom Pro. Magically flip the barrel around using Wi-Fi. You know, I wonder if it's like, because it's just an open thing you can connect to. I'm a little worried about that. I honestly, like, I wonder what stops somebody from, like, pulling out their you know, Lenovo Legion Go or GPD Win and, like, firing up the flashing tool, connecting to my blaster, because I don't think you could change the password on it. And if I'm the only one running one of these, it's like, yeah, I'm just sitting there running, they just, like, they force a firmware update and brick my blaster in the middle of a game. You're thinking, like, that's never gonna... Dude, I could do it. Like, it's not hard. I wonder if you could change the password. That would make me feel a little bit better. Venom 5 Head Pro. Like, that's the other thing. Like, I think the even the Diana had kind of a hide over boar-esque thing going on. What's my go-to dart? I was gonna say like the Saber T darts, but no, it's those dragon darts, the dragon scale darts, those 4-ribbed bamboo darts you find. They're the best. I don't know why that's not the standard. I've never used a dart better than those, and they disappeared off eBay or Amazon. I'm gonna check Amazon right now. I'll type in short Nerf dart, see if it pops up. Yeah, I gotta dig through. I'm not seeing them. They're the best. They're the best dart I've ever used. I can go find one, but yeah, it's the short darts with the 4 ribs, not the 3. Ever get a drone blaster? There was what was it? Little Tykes drone that fired those foam peach rings. No, drones are too dangerous. You fly that into somebody's face, it's gonna happen. Hacks it, yeah. We have Netrunners that are like, pulling out they're pulling out their AR glasses. Gotta connect it to your phone. Where's my phone at? Connect our AR glasses to our phone that's running, because I think you have to use I'm wearing these headphones. It's wacky. You get it. Connect your AR glasses to your phone. It's running Windows. You just like start pushing firmware updates to people's lightnings and bricking them. Like literally in the middle of a fight. It's like, these are my iPro. Take out my phone, hack somebody's blaster. I'll just leave these on. They actually help the bright lights. I thought the dragons were ultra short. No, those are... Actually, they might be. Dragon darts. No, these are dragon scale darts. Nerf EMP. I was going to try to do a video on it. You could take a Strife and like dunk it underwater and rev it and it worked. I tried to kill a Strife and it didn't die. I'm sure after the fact it would, but Bro's running the EMP as a secondary and a Cricket Pro as the primary. Yeah. The X-Shot Last Stand? Is that like one of those no-name pistols? No, it's just their no-name pump action. It's fine. The problem with X-Shot is like that stuff's just, it's fine. It exists. Everybody's happy. I could read the chat this way. I never thought about that. Just use the glasses to read chat. I don't need a prompt. These are cool. These were worth it. What I really want to do is like connect it to the camera or something. I don't think it's like that. I wonder if like the what do you call it? The Osmo Pocket. I mean, I don't know if we've done it recently, but it's like, are people more Springer fans or Flywheel fans? I feel like both camps, I guess everybody's kind of been good recently. I used to be like mostly a Springer fan, then I was mostly a Flywheel fan. Now I think I'm back to like a kind of like whatever makes me happy. See, that's the thing. It's like I don't if you open one of these, they're not that hard. They're not that complex. I feel like X-Shot can make this real easy. There might be, I think there's safety concerns. Because remember, they took off the charging handle that we saw in the prototype of the X-Shot motorized piston pump. I mean, you don't have to have it exposed. It would be cool if it had like a clear, like polycarb shell, and it didn't have the charging handle, just had a charging handle back here, so you can see it reciprocate with every shot, but you can't actually get your fingers or anything in there. That would be cool. That'd be a good design. Dart Zone could, honestly, like, again, it's not that complex, it can't be that expensive. How much? Because this uses the exact same AEG style motor you see inside of like the motorized piston pump. Those motors are like, high-end ones are like 30, 40 bucks, I think. There has to be a way for like X-Shot and stuff to buy those on the cheap, I would think. Whatever makes me giggle like a 6-year-old on the sugar high. That's fair. I've left this on the entire time. It's still. See, sometimes it does that. Like the pusher gets hung up for a second. If you really try to just, from a cold start, just pick it up and mash the trigger, and then sometimes it works fine. There's something with like, because when you press that button, the pusher can retract sometimes. Like it didn't fully retract after the final shot. That could just be a timing issue. They can fix that. I wonder if the other, actually I want to check that, if the other blaster has a different firmware. So I think on this, if I hold down the button, okay, it shuts off because I'm stupid. There's a way to check the firmware. How did I check it? Man, I could. Oh, there we go. So this is 904. So I'm gonna take the safe battery, and I have actually not even. I threw the battery across the floor. Okay, cool. As you can see, this one, there's no dust. It is crisp and clean, unsullied by the tragedies of the Nerf war. Hopefully this one even turns on. I honestly don't. Oh, my bad. Hold on. You guys gotta see that. It's kind of cool when you turn it on. Again, no ESC startup guns. I guess I could put a mag in here. Do I have? Do I need the mag in there? How did I get that to do it before? Yeah, 904. Okay, so both these are the same. I honestly think this goes harder than the clear orange. Oh god, you have no idea how good this feels. Good stuff. I refuse to fire. This one will, again, stay completely untouched by the tragedies of Nerf war. Come on. Gotta get a good grip on it. Man, these are cool. Oh, they're so cool. Oh, they're so cool. I gotta go over here. And it's like, yeah, how hard is that to, like, just make sure you actually pull that down, get some grip on it. It's so cool. I can't believe they made it smaller than the Diana. It still has the motor bump. Also, dual stage. I already asked them about that. Like, you already did the work. Dual stage, please? I would pay another $50, $70 for a dual stage one. Huh? What's going on with my Wi-Fi? Something wrong? Oh, it's the 704? Or we're getting the 704. Make sure to refresh it a little bit. If the stream dies, it's not me. It's OBS doing some kind of thing that always happens 2 hours into the stream. Send Siren an email. Hopefully get back to me. Wait, your indoor meets are pretty much done this year? You normally, as we move into fall and winter, that's when the indoor meets start. My Muller was awful. And that pisses me off. So I have... Steve, let me know if you have issues, because I have Mullers. I have like 3 or 4 of them. Now. They sent me a bunch of them. Brother, I'm in Texas. Fair. Fair. It shouldn't be that difficult to work on. So I don't know. I'd have to ask Solinus if he's still here. I don't know. Like, my original Mauler worked great. I have like 4 others now. I have not really tested them. I kind of want to. Do I know where one is? Where did I stack all the Maulers? Because, like, I never actually used it. They sent me a bunch with the blinks, and I never actually checked to see how good they were. I never heard of problems like that, Foamnatics, but did you use brand new darts like the darts that came with it? I can't imagine the EPA, is it EPA? EPP? The EPP foam darts even jam. The only issue that I saw, and we figured out how it happened, Danny broke his, like, smaller from Siren after the video he shot. And what we know happened is that he primed it back and it somehow caught a dart backwards, or a dart got behind his pusher. So what he was doing is... There we go. Wait. Come on. I literally just said... There we go. Man, that took a while. I need to put up like a little, like, 704 thing. I don't know what... I Googled it. I don't know how to fix that problem. I thought it was an issue with my router, but it seems to be an issue with OBS. It's always at 704 because I start the stream at 5. My blink has an issue with whirly birds. That's usually an issue with one of the flywheels either not spinning or it's spinning at a different RPM. I really wish I knew. I don't think... Okay, well, the Mauler's grip is horrible. I even said that in my video. But I was like, holy crap, I got 288 FPS out of a $40 pump action blaster. Like, any problems that blaster has is almost moved. Plus the adjustability, that was a really cool feature. Yeah, people just do nothing but crap on it, and it kind of upsets me because I think it's legitimately a good blaster. I kind of want to, like, cut the grip off and put a different one on it, like do an actual Siren Mauler mod. But, man, Walcom, are the flywheels in your Omnia Gen 2 misaligned? I don't think they were. I mean, it's an Omnia Gen 2. The grip feels like an arcade cabinet pistol. Oh, it feels worse than that. It feels like the joystick to, like, some... I was gonna say Tron, but no, it's Tron one's actually, like, comfortable. It feels like you're playing, like, a driving game or something. It's like, it's horrible. I don't know how that grip passed the sniff test. What's my hair doing? I legit don't know. I will still put... I still think the Mauler's like a 3 out of 5 blaster. There's no way it's as bad. It sucks that people didn't get the same blaster I got, and it's frustrating because it's like, I know I want to get up and find my other ones, but I don't want to leave you guys for that one. Yeah, the Mauler grip is terrible. I think that the Gnarl people had issues. The grip fits me just fine on the Gnarl. I think it's perfect. The Gnarl is cool because it's like the smallest mag fed you can get. It just needed a T-pull instead of that weird ring pull thing, and you could mod one on there. I think a Siren V2, like, I would love to sit down with Siren and be like, okay, here's what you guys did right, here's what you did wrong, here's how it's easy to fix that. The Gnarl sells at my local Walmart. Is that local, Tim, or is that online prices? Because it's probably online prices. I doubt they would be that expensive. That doesn't even make sense, Tim. Like, why would the Mauler be $120 on store shelves for a random price and then the Plink for $65? Like, there's no way. I think you're looking at online prices, which is a wild wasteland. Quickly rushed out. I don't know. I know the designer. I don't know if he did all of them. I know he did the Blink. They did kind of rush it. It had a way. I want to say the Siren stuff had like they were thinking about it for a while, but I think actual like prototype to release was really quick compared to other stuff. That's the local prices. That price doesn't make sense. Is your Walmart doing that like opportunistic pricing now? Because that price doesn't make sense. How could I switch my Moto Blitz to a 3S LiPo? You get a 3S cage and you rewire it. And put an XT30 connector on there. Or an XT60, whatever you fancy. It's not very hard, Badge. It's literally a Strife. It's 3 wires, 2 motors, and a micro switch. It's easy peasy. Yeah, I did see that, Darth Revan. The 15 Dart Talon magazine 2-pack. $10 not bad for 2 mags. I think that's pretty fair. Frick, 1 worker mag is more expensive than that. But at the same time, 1 worker Talon mag is nicer quality. Does that quality matter? I don't know. Yeah, I would imagine that so, Zero. It just, like, if you look at what happened, I think they have somebody else who did, like, the designs for the Laser X stuff, and I think they were trying to follow the Laser X stuff. The design language, I like the color scheme and stuff on the Laser X stuff. I hate the design language. It's really bad, but those are for like 4+, like ages 3 and up laser tag is what that is. So it makes sense they really want to make sure nobody ever confuses it for a firearm. How well do you know Chris M? He showed up in my war last night and showed me a pink Springer that was yours. If that's the Chris, I think it is, that's Solonus, right? He literally has spent multiple days at my house. He comes over every couple of months. He sleeps in my living room and gets mad at my cat. I just remembered, like, I think... because we had to send a letter to him for something that I can't talk about. And I needed I didn't have his full name, and I was like, just address it to Solonus. It'll still show up. He'll know who it's for. But it's like, I know his first name's Chris. I don't know his last name. I don't have him on Facebook. You stole my Seagull. Yeah, see, I didn't even remember I didn't have a Seagull anymore. Man, Solonus makes out like a bandit. He gets a lot of good stuff off me. He's got hundreds of dollars blasters off of me now. That's what happens when you come home. Full-size Commando arcade. Working for 300. Commando? I don't really know. What is Commando? It looks like Ikari Warriors or something. Is it? It looks like Ikari Warrior, but I know that is an actual, like, thing. Man, they are very expensive online. You kind of missed it if it was only $300. That being said, you vastly underestimate how heavy arcade machines are. They are ridiculous. That's why the arcade went up the price, because those things are... I mean, they're still like 100 pounds and they're too heavy, but you get what I mean. The Ikari Warriors with APGM. Yeah, that's a pretty good one. The ones with the guitar guy are always great. Walcom, what are you going to do with the 8-round mags? First of all, they're 70. Second of all, they're not really... I guess they are drum mags, technically, but they're drums. I'm building a thing with motorized piston pumps. She's just mad at Tiger likes me better. No, you can take the cat. She's been so annoying. The most annoying cat. No, I cannot Nexus because it's not done yet. Bootsy is not the guitar guy. Those are not the same people, Vesic. Kyle. I'm pretty sure his name is Kyle. I was like trying to remember it the entire time. Pretty sure his name is Kyle. I'm just restoring my dad's arcade cabs, but 2 of the cabs are in a trailer, pinball in the shed, and 1 in the garage. Want more arcade. I just like, these are fine. And it's like, I can't get a full-sized arcade. Yeah. Everything is just a mess right now. That's putting it mildly, General Strife. Yo, Walcom, which AEB blaster would you not recommend? I would not recommend the Quick Challenger, the KW. It's KWK. Does that not translate to Quick for everyone else? It looks like Quick. Yeah, I would not recommend the Quick Challenger. It's not terrible, but it was like one of the first commercial ones, and the novelty wore off quick. Man, a Colonel Wall 77 was really good. It's a shame that's like impossible to buy right now. Like, you can't buy one, right? How much is my Colonel Wall 77 worth right now? Because, yeah. That's not how it works, Nexus. They're not the same thing. They use different mags. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the multi-cades either. But, like, it's weird because, like, with the Ridge Racer one, almost every game on there is the same, to be honest. It's kind of boring in that regard. I wish it had more variety. I'm not, like, the biggest fan of Ridge Racer, to be honest. I'd much rather have Daytona USA. I could play Daytona USA for hours. On the same track with the same car, I could play it for hours. I don't know. Daytona's great. Rush would have been perfect, which is really weird because a lot, like, this is a midway arcade cabinet, right? Wait, no, it's not. Is it? Yeah, it is. I'm dumb. I would Rush San Francisco Rush the Rock, Rush 2049 or whatever it is. That would be awesome. They have the Time Crisis one, which I want. I just can't afford $650 something. I was really hoping to find one for like $300. I never even got NFL Blitz, and I wanted that, or NBA Jam, but those are still. I think Blitz is kind of MIA. Jam is still around, but I really want one with just Point Blank, like every copy of Point Blank they could fit on. That's like my favorite arcade game next to like Police Training. I can use my Gale Max Nexus. Daytona! Yeah, I love Daytona USA. Oh, it's such a fun game. That's a good one. Piston Pump is basically close enough to a 76. It kind of is, yeah. 77, I think the 77 is technically better than a Piston Pump, but not for the price. It sucks the 77 did not stick around. Point Blank? Or, is it Point Blank or Point Break? I always get them confused. It might be Point Break game. It's the one with the weird little safari guys. No, it's Point Blank. I was right. I always get those confused. It's just like a gallery shooter challenge thing. It's really fun. There is a more modern version. I played one at round 1 in Issaquah. But yeah, it's fantastic. I love those kinds of games. That's why I try to play on like my VR headsets. Like, I wish there was just like Point Blank, but it's VR. As cool as like what is it called? hot dogs, horseshoes, and hand grenades is, as a game, it's pretty awful. As a fun thing, like, check this out, there's like hundreds of guns and all these weird cool stuff. It's fine, but you get bored of that after a couple of hours. And it's like, as an actual game, hot dogs, horseshoes, and hand grenades falls flat on its face. I have like Gun Club VR or something like, it's not great, I'm not saying it's great, for the Quest. But like, as a gallery shooter, it's fine, I guess. It's fun, there are challenges, and I love doing that. I don't want, like, it's like Time Crisis just came. I'm just like, I don't want Time Crisis. I don't want, like, Area 51. I just want, like, variety-themed light gun challenges. Like, I don't, like, I want to, like, oh, time the shooting, shoot the things in order, shoot the things to, like, play Tetris or whatever. It's like, that's what I want. I like that kind of stuff. It's one of the reasons why I was so fascinated with the Gunpowder SMTs. The problem is with NERF, it's like most of the games on the Gunpowder SMT are not playable with NERF because of the small magazine sizes, like, really messes with your ability to fully enjoy it compared to Airsoft, where it's like, oh, look, my Airsoft pistol has 5,000 rounds in it. You play it forever. Okay. I don't know if anybody saw that. I don't know how seeable it was. One of those damn beetles is on my monitor, and they look like spiders, and it's huge. I mean, it's not huge, but I gotta kill you without it. I'm sorry, you have to die. Yep. That's the price you pay. Sorry about that. That scared the crap out of me because it covered my face on the screen. It just like fluke, and I was like, Police Trainer? Police Trainer is like the best. I've never even played Police Trainer 2. Police Trainer is like the most fun light gun game I've ever played. I love Police Trainer. Buck Hunter is also kind of fun. It's not my favorite, but it's kind of fun. NERF, listen to your fans and hire the people. I don't think it's that easy, Darth Revan. They are a company. They could do better. The thing is like, they obviously like test their product with their intended market, right? I'm not their intended market. That's fine. I respect that, but there's no way that kids are like, oh my god, this is so much better than the competition. I would assume if you brought like an 8-year-old in there and you set up like X-Shot Insanity, NERF N series, and then whatever Dart Zone Adventure Force stuff, I guarantee you they'd look at X-Shot Insanity and go, I want that! No, screw NERF, I want this! That's kind of how I feel like it would be. Police Trainer is such a challenge. You hit difficult before. I used to be able to clear the entire game on 1 quarter. I worked at a pizza place and they had it in the game room. That Gauntlet, stuff like that, and Rush. God, it had Rush. The same Rush arcade cabinet was there for my entire childhood. Like, it was there when I moved away. The same green Rush cabinet. My brother would actually come in and try to make sure that he had the top score on it, like the top lap times every time. It was so cool. Like, especially when it's like when I was older, the last couple of years I worked there, it was like, get off work, get a beer, get a roll of quarters, go sit down, play Police Trainer, play Gauntlet, stuff like that. There was one night we sat there, 4 of us. We're like, hey, we're gonna play Gauntlet, and it was like the manager and stuff like that. We sat there and played Gauntlet until like 3 or 4 in the morning. We like ran through the entire game. Are you guys ROM arcade cabinets? Having lots of like different games on the cabinet kind of ruins it. That's the problem. It's really, it's way more, it's hard to explain. Like when you have those, when you have like these things, right? With like all of the games, like this will fit every single freaking game up into like, you know, the Dreamcast on it. Every single game ever made. You kind of don't play anything. That's the problem. So it's like, With this, I don't think I've even played Mortal Kombat on it. I've played Tubin, because I love Tubin, but you have all these choices that kind of ruins it. I like having one game on each machine. I just wish I had the one games I want to play. Official pinballs from Stern, the Star Wars one is there. Yeah, they're like $5,000, so good luck. Honestly, they don't even look that good either. Best Nerf Blaster, Karth, performance and accuracy can buy for under $200. I mean, where do you live? You say you live in Australia? I actually don't know what you have on store shelves in Australia, because I don't live there. And then if I suggest something that you can't get easily off store shelves in Australia, it's prohibitively expensive. There's got to be some kind of import or something where you can get, you know, a pretty decent 3D printed blaster for way under 200 that's going to match all your needs. I just don't know. I don't know what's available because I don't live there. X-Shot long shot with the firmware kit. Yeah, I think the X-Shot long shot is in Australia now. So buy one of those, buy whatever upgrade kits you can find. It's really easy to work on, too. I'd do that. Whatever kit, so the foam work kit, do it. Yeah. That sounds perfect. It's probably like 50, 60 bucks. But can you get your Harrier out? I mean, I have it still. I was going to sell it. Do I need to grab it? I don't think so. I'm sorry, Nexus. Alrighty. Well, I think I'm gonna probably I've ran nothing to talk about, I think. And it's already been over 2 hours, and I want to eat food and see my wife before she goes to sleep. I think we'll probably call it here, unless there's something pressing. I do want to try to get to work and get some videos done. After finally beating that rank 1 arena fight in Daemon X Machina, I don't know if I even want to play that game right now. I'll probably still play it. I don't know if Sunday's a good upload day. That's the thing. I might. You should feel silly for that, Vesic. You really should. King Kong pinball? Man, that is a rainbow vomit of a board. It looks interesting. It's got a monkey in it. Stop. It keeps getting my eye. Still waiting on the main shot. I don't think that's ever going to happen again, David. I like them, Darth. I actually think they're really nice quality. I like the hole on the bottom of them, so you can put like string or a carabiner or something through them. It sucks that Nerf is so stupid and they don't make it compatible with everything. There's no reason to do that. Like, Nerf, you're so stupid. I'm sorry. You make the magazine work with everything else, and then you make a better magazine than other people. So it's like, oh, I may not want the Nerf Pro mag, but I'm going to buy Nerf Pro whatever blaster, but I'm going to buy like 8 of the mags because I like the mags. Yeah, then you still made money. Like, why? Why would you make something so stupid? It's stupid by every single freaking metric. There is no reason to do that. Other than like the opposite of greed, like, oh, we're gonna make it only work with us, so we're gonna make the good magazines, they only work with our blasters, then we're only gonna make 2 blasters. Doesn't make freaking sense, dude. So stupid. Same thing as like, I wish they would have made like other blasters use the Gelfire Mythics battery. And if they would have done that, or even like the the battery that came with like the Perseus. Like, why do they do that? Like, here's this amazing battery that we could put in a bunch of different blasters over the next 5 years. Nope. That's it. One blaster. Then it's done. And it's like, it feels like they made the battery that went in like the Chaos and stuff like that, right? The Chaos and the Nemesis and whatnot. And then it's like, as soon as Dart Zone started making blasters that could also use that battery, Nerf was like, ugh, that's bad. We're gonna stop making blasters that use that battery then. It's like, Nerf, are you stupid? Like, people are buying your battery to use in other blasters now. How is that not a win for you? I don't know who runs the actual, like, who calls the shot at Nerf, but I swear to God, they're the pettiest, like, not so smart individual at all. It doesn't make any sense to me. It's like, the second you step out of the Nerf ecosystem for anything, they're like, no. It's why? Like, oh, you can't use our darts in other blasters. You can't use our batteries in other blasters. You can't use our blaster with other blasters. It's like, nobody cares. You're not the top dog. You haven't been the top dog in like a freaking 6-7 years. Like, you're just gonna have to accept that fact, right? I don't get it. Nerf is so silly and stupid for no reason. Who at Hasbro was like, yeah, make sure those magazines don't work with anything else. Make sure that battery doesn't work with anything else. Make sure those darts have a problem in every other blaster. And again, to be completely fair, I actually like the design of the Nerf Pro Darts. I think they have, if they were properly made, I think this is a really good design. The smaller foam head, like, frickin' focus, there we go. The smaller foam head, like, that's a really good design. I like the head on that a lot more than I like these. And to be fair, it's not like it's a huge difference or anything, but it is. I like the design of them. But it's like, these have problems with like every other blaster because there's glue that goes over the sides. It's infuriating. Have a good night, Albert. they destroyed Super Soaker just because Lonnie made them pay royalties. Yeah, oh God forbid the guy who invented it gets paid for it. It's insane. It's not even like it probably was even that expensive. It just doesn't, it blows my mind. I actually don't understand Nerf half the time. And the decisions they make are just like, oh, we're going to do it out of pure greed, but at the same time, we're doing it in a way that's going to make sure that we don't make as much money as we could. That doesn't make sense to me. So they're making less money and they're screwing up everything. Why would they do that? It doesn't make any sense. I have heard that next year it looks a lot better. The reason why this year was so sparse is because they have a whole new team. But the thing I'm worried about is, like, we're just going to get, here's year 3 of Nerf freaking N series. Here's the warts, here's the agility, here's the... We're finally going to get the Retaliator. Oh, man, I'm so happy we're finally getting a Retaliator. Oh, maybe we'll get a hammer shot. Oh, maybe we'll get a hammer shot that fires N1 darts. Where's the innovation? Where's the... Stop making a new dart that does nothing different compared to your old darts and then just putting out a new blaster. Like, hey, here's a new dart. What do? We make the same 3 blasters we've been making for the past 10 years. Cool. Oh, 2 years later, here's a new dart. Okay, what do? We make the same 3 blasters we've been making for the last 5 years, 10 years. I don't... Why? What is the point of that? It's not even like N series is that much better. Is it better? Yes. Could it be way better? Yes, but of course, here's the other thing is, like, you know there's an N2 dart coming. And it's gonna fix a lot of the problems the N1 dart had. Ugh. It's so weird. And this is coming from the company that for, you know, how long they had no competition. There's like, that's one of the biggest things. Is like, Nerf had no competition. Buzzbee darts were trash. X-Shot darts were pretty trash. It wasn't until Adventure Force foam dart blasters came out with the first it was the super dart, but then it was the waffle head dart. And that, like, super darts were like the first time where it's like, yeah, just buy the super darts. It's like, what, 200 for 10 bucks? So it's like a fourth the cost of Nerf, and they're better darts? And it's like, oh, Nerf can't sell 75 darts for $26 anymore? Oh, no! And 2 darts are not back compatible. I mean, that's probably what's going to happen. There's so many things I wish Nerf would do differently. But I'm not a toy designer. I don't know. Again, I'm not even married to this. I don't think this is the best projectile in foam flinging. These darts still have so many issues, and like what? Boomco kind of solved it to a degree. And the only problem with Boomco is they didn't really work well in magazines. But I think that could be fixed with like a different head material that wasn't that rubbery stuff. Like I feel like of course people are gonna be upset and be like, oh no, I'd never buy that, because they were like that with Boomco. That made sense. But like if Boomco, like if we had this but a Boomco dart, I feel like it would be better in every way. Because the problem with these darts is always the foam. Like the foam doesn't last very long. Boomco darts last for freaking ever, man. You could technically probably make a jig, like a press, to like reform and squish down the Boomco straws and make them more uniform shape again. You can't do that with freaking foam darts. Like, that's why they're pretty much consumables. Everybody talks about, like, oh, I love Nerf darts because they're reusable. And it's like, yeah, no, really? They really aren't. It's like, technically Airsoft BBs are reusable, but they tell you not to because they get chipped, damaged. You put those in your Airsoft gun, it's going to damage your blaster, your gun. Nitro Shot Plus are better than the 2X darts, probably. I mean, I think they probably are. I still have not seen the Nitro Shot Plus darts on store shelves. I only ever had the couple that came with my blasters, and I never had enough to really think like, oh, I need to test these darts out. I never even had enough to be like, I really like these darts, man. These are really good. I've searched up the Nitro Shot Plus darts so many times that I can literally just type in NIT, N-I-T, and it's the first thing that pops up. And yeah, for some reason, they're still not on store shelves. I cannot... They're out of stock everywhere. I guess they're just out of darts in general. Maybe they have a new SKU. Yep, they do have a new SKU. Okay. But it isn't sold in stores. Why? Why? I don't think Boomco could just reboot. Again, it's not good enough to just have new, like, the same blasters, new darts. You have to have something going for you. I'm eating mint chocolate ice cream right now. Do you like, if you like ice cream, what's your favorite flavor? I usually go for a cookie dough. That's kind of my go-to. I wonder if it'd be possible to make Boomco 50 cal. I bet you could. I think there's plenty of room for Boomco to be experimented with. I thought Ultra had chances. Then again, I thought the Dragon darts, like the EPP darts, would be good, but they clearly have problems. But then it's like, the problem with Dragon darts, right, is flywheelers? Do we really need flywheelers? Like, be honest, do we really need flywheelers? Now that we have the most... I haven't done it. Maybe it's good. Maybe the EPP darts in a AEG is good. Should be. I have a feeling there's a lot that could break. That's the problem. If one of those darts doesn't go in perfectly, they're so, dense that the pusher not being able to go forward would break something. That's probably the issue. They are great in the MVP. Yeah, but I have a feeling the situation I just talked about could be a problem. Eventually it will happen, and eventually I think it would break your blaster. Because unlike these darts, which just fold and compress, the EPP darts don't. I mean, I was in the big reveal call with a bunch of other people for like Nerf Hyper. And I remember sitting there looking at it. They were like, they're like, we worked on this for 6 years and all this, finding the right design for the projectile, finding the right material. Like, they showed off like 1 billion different designs for like the Mach 100 that they went through. And they showed prototypes and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, what is this for? What is your objective with Nerf Hyper? I didn't even think Nerf Hyper was that bad, but in the US at least, most people play Nerf outdoors. Guess what you can't see Nerf Hyper outside. It's a lime green yellow projectile that the second it gets, bounces into the dirt, it's gone. And then on top of that, now it's all dirty. You have to wash your ammo. Like, who is this for? And apparently Nerf was the same thing, because then immediately after that, they're like, okay, we'll do 2 slight blasters. That was like, well, there's only like 5 blasters in the entirety of Hyper. Straight into gel fire. Which gel fire is wild, because gel fire is literally the same thing everybody else is doing. And then at the same time, Nerf is actually innovating slightly with those designs, with things like the shotguns and stuff like that. While everything on Amazon you'd ever buy gel fire wise, or gel soft wise, is just some full auto thing with a hopper. Nerf did try a couple of minor changes, which is commendable. Honestly, the Nerf Gelfire Pro Raid or whatever is such a fun blaster. Really fun. But, yeah. It's still just Gelfire. And then even then, Nerf screwed that up. Nerf Gelfire, Nerf Gelfire had this situation where it could have been amazing. Right? Because every blaster released in Gelfire had its own niche. When you play, like, video games used to be, there's the SMG, there's the rifle, there's the bolt action, there's the shotgun. And then video games kind of got to the point where it's like, you have the fast-firing SMG with, like, really good recoil, low damage. Then you have the heavy-hitting SMG with really bad recoil, but it's still a compact SMG that hits hard. And then you have the SMG that kind of does all of that, and it's usually the one that's basically like, oh, it's the AK-74S. That's an SMG. And then you have the rifles that do kind of the same thing. So they have different versions of the same weapon, but they had different characteristics that made them worth having. And then like Gelfire didn't really. They like, oh, here's our sniper, here's our shotgun, here's our the Legion is the one that doesn't really. The Legion is like, you could use it, but why would you? Because you could get the dual pistols. Here's the Mythic and stuff like that. So like they were building up this repertoire, and then they're like, okay, here's the Uproar. It's like, cool. What does this do differently than the Mythic? Oh, it's just worse and cheaper. Why? Why not just make a different blaster? And even with the new ones, it's like, the Gelfire, the Gel Warp Speed, it's like, it's just, oh, here, look, it's another version of, like, the Mythic. It's not the Mythic, but you get what I'm talking about. The Igniter is like, oh, it's the Jolt, but it's like, you already had the Jolt with things like the Legion. Why would you need the freaking the Jolt? You know what I mean? And it's like, they kind of just fell apart. Like, they had a good idea going, and then they just stopped. But, like, the Quadrant is the same thing. It's like, maybe that's technically a different shotgun? I don't know. I bought one and never opened it. I don't even remember all the Gelfire stuff, but it's like, yeah, the Warp Speed is like, oh, it's another... The Gelfire is basically a Mythic, but slightly bigger. I don't know exactly. Maybe it's a faster firing speed? I don't know. But then you also run into the issue where it's like, okay, if the Warp Speed is a better Mythic, right? Then why would you ever buy the Mythic except for price? And that's like, I don't prescribe to that balancing decision. Counter-Strike does that. And it's one of the reasons why I played Counter-Strike for a long time. And I fell out of love with it because Counter-Strike just has a bunch of weapons you buy when you can't afford the best thing. I hate that. Rust does kind of the same thing. It's like, when you get to in-game Rust, there's only a couple of viable weapons because they're the best. They're the easiest to use, they're most powerful. Why would you use anything else? And I don't like that. I wish everything had its own niche. Everything had its own technical use. That's what I like. Like the dual pistols, like you can see using those. The Mythic, you can see using that. The Raid, you can see using that. The Ghost, that hit harder than all the other ones, you can see using that. The Legion was like, why would you use the Legion? It's worse than the double pistols, and it's worse than everything. Like, what's the point of the Legion? But you can still like, okay, fine, whatever, it's there. Is the Quadrant different than the Raid? I think it is. I think the Quadrant's 2 shots per barrel. Like, maybe that's different. Maybe it's got better range as a shotgun. I don't know. But that's like the balancing they could have win with gel fire. And they didn't. They completely screwed that because here's the Uproar. What is it? It's a Worth Mythic. Like, there's really no reason you'd ever use the Uproar over the Mythic unless you just can't afford a Mythic. It sucks. I hate it. That's like Nerf in a nutshell right now. Like, see how there's, it's like, we dealt with it for a long time, where it's like, it's becoming a problem, right? Because when every single N-Series blaster hits the same velocity point, what's the point of all of them? You can collect them, you might have your favorites, but realistically, if every single blaster hits the exact same 85, 90 feet per second, really you're going to have whatever the best flywheeler is, because people like flywheelers, and whatever the best pump-action magazine-fed Springer is. Then you can try to get through with that, but the second you're like, here's the sniper. Ooh. Well, unless the sniper hits like 120 FPS, there's no point. Because it's the same thing as the pump-action, but worse, and probably more money. You're like, oh, this is cool, it's a toy, I'm going to buy that one. Fair, sure enough, I can. But in reality, it's like, you can get whatever you want, you can use whatever you want. What are you going to do? It's like, most people are going to sit there and be like, okay, what's the difference between the sniper and the pump action? Oh, the pump action is just better in every way. But the sniper looks cool. You'd be like, what? If you were playing a video game like that, you'd be like, why? The pump action's better. It's faster. It's lighter. It holds more ammo. It does everything better than the bolt action. The bolt action has less range than the pump action? Why? You'd never play that game. You'd be like, this is super dumb. And I think, like, if they want to make the Nerf agility hit 60, and they want to make, like, oh, if you want more, you know, mod it, whatever, wink, wink. But they make, like, the Galactic Commander hit 100, and they make the Pinpoint hit 120, like, you can kind of see where it's like, okay, like, why not set your maximum whatever cap, right? Set the maximum, and make stuff under that. And whenever you make something at the maximum, try to actually balance it. That's something we don't really talk about. And it's something that should be talked about, because it makes the game kind of boring. Like, it'd be nice to actually have a game instead of Gears where it's just like, oh yeah, this is the best blaster. Like, look at the entirety of Nerf Rival, and then it's like, look at what happened at the end. It's like, what do you want to use the entire... Oh, the Nerf Challenger's really cool. Yeah, but I have a Percy's. Why the hell would I want a Nerf Challenger? The Nerf Barrage is really cool. Yeah, but I already have a Nerf Challenger. It's like, why would you? You wouldn't. Realistically, unless you're like, I want the toy is fun and cool, I'm going to use that. So, okay, perfect. But realistically, if you want to min-max, then you're just going to use the Percy's. There's no reason to use anything else. That's why, like, Nerf competitive games have ammo caps. Because they don't, you know, however, I'm not a competitive game designer, right? And maybe everything I'm saying is BS, but Nerf competitive has, like, your team of 5 or whatever, you've got a 300 dart cap for either the entire round, like the entire game you're playing, or you have a cap, like, per round. So nobody can just, like, oh, I'm gonna grab a flywheeler that shoots forward like a pew-pew, like, and then just put as many mags as I can and just run as fast as I can and get up behind everybody and just hose down. Because realistically, I don't know if you've realized that, you take this, you put a 30-round mag on it, and you go like 3, 2, 1, go! And you can literally just run forward, constantly shooting. And nobody can even peek out to shoot at you, and you can just run up and hit people behind cover and tag everybody out. Like, it's not a flawless strategy, but it's the one that's like, yeah, that's why they exist. Because You use the most compact thing that hits about as close to the velocity cap as you can. You put in 35 rounds, and you're just you're just running up, constantly firing it, because then nobody can peek at you. That's how you win. Now, it's less of a problem with Nerf, because, you know, this thing won't hit 200 feet per second. Hey, that's why Walcom likes higher velocity. Oh, I hate Nerf now. It's all high velocity, everything. Everybody wants just pro stuff. No, the reason is because you have these things where it's like, this blaster is really good. It's 150 FPS cap. Okay, so if I'm going to a game like, yeah, our FPS cap's 100. Cool, I'm taking this. Our FPS cap's 200. Do I want to use this? I mean, I still could. There's still advantages to using this. But your pump action magazine fed springer is going to outrange me quite considerably and have better accuracy. Does that inherently mean this will not work? No, it doesn't. There are still reasons you would want to use this at that cap. But that's why velocity caps going higher is a good thing. The problem usually is that, like, you can get a pump action magazine fed springer to hit whatever velocity cap you need to. Great. So that's kind of the default standard, which is fine, I guess. But what if you want to use bolt action? It's an aesthetic choice. It's arguably worse in every single way. It is. But that's why it's like, I go back to the idea I've had for literally like 9 years. It complicates the game, sure. Arguably, I'd say that minor complication makes the game more fun. You balance the blasters based on their priming method, their mechanical method. So you can have, for example, these are not like solid numbers. You have your pump action magazine fed springer hit 200. You have your flywheeler hit 170. You have your bolt action hit 220. You see what I'm talking about? And it's like you just crony it and have a different color sticker or something to put on the blaster. Whatever it is. And that's how you, like, you're gonna crony but pretty much every blaster anyway. And it becomes a logistical issue when you have people like, okay, here's my 5, 6, 8 blasters. This one I think hits this velocity, that kind of stuff. You do all that, yeah, it does add complexity. And with more people, that adds way more problems, but it arguably makes it a better game. And people do LARPs with like crazy skill lists and all the stupid interactions and everything like that, which immediately takes you out of the game, because you can't just like run up and hit someone. Like, if you like, oh, shoot you with full darts. No, I've got 17 armor ratio. What's your attack damage? Oh, mine's only 50. Well, yeah, I don't take any damage from you then. Okay, well, I poison you. Oh, well, what's my constitution is 18. What's yours? Oh, yeah, it's like that kind of ruins the game. Like, those people are having way more fun than I am. Like, way more fun than any of us. But, like, you can see where like, okay, that's too much. But, you argue it's like, hey, we can make things where it's like, technically, you would have a use for all of these other, you know, mechanisms and stuff, having a viable strategy to build towards. That's my philosophy behind it. It's like, that's the game that I wish to make. I want there to be a reason to use all these other blasters, right? And the only other logical way is like, well, you just make the velocity cap higher. It's like, okay, well, it's like, because I think the Kunlun will hit 300 FPS way easier than a Harrier would. So, you could argue that. But then you're just like, again, it's like you could theoretically make a Kunlun that's pump action that hits 300. It's not that hard. So, I don't know. It's something that I've always thought about, and it's something I wish would do better instead of just like, here's a blanket 150 FPS cap. It's like, okay, I guess. Arguably, you could argue, well, that's balance. Everything hits the same. Yeah. It's boring, but it's balanced. And arguably, anything past that is complicating it, so who knows? Yeah, I think it is, Tag. It's been a while, but I think it is. It's just, it's something that I've always kind of been like, I don't know. I feel like we could do slightly better, and for some reason, you know, nobody ever pays attention to me when I say this. It's never been like, everybody's like, no, this is a dumb idea, Walker. Why would you think that? It's just like, no, we're just not going to do it. Okay. All right. I tried. It's fine, Nexus. It's a bit expensive for $100, but it's fine. Brass breech or O-ring. I use the brass breech, and I think that's probably more reliable. But I heard people use the O-rings and they're just fine, so I don't know. I liked the way the brass was set up in the Smiley. All right, I think I ranted on long enough. Hopefully that was somewhat educating. You know, maybe. I hope you guys enjoyed that. The stuff that I'm passionate about. Thanks very much, everyone. You have a good night. I'll see you next Saturday. I have like 5 videos. I mean, you can see the table. It's got a bunch of stuff on it. I've got like 5 videos that are halfway shot. I should have stuff coming out soon. You know. Okay. I really don't know why my microphone is doing that now. I just touch the cable and it flies out. Have a good night. I have videos soon. Promise. I got, you know, rent to pay. So we'll figure it out. I'm actually really excited for the Lightning video. So you guys have a good night. Bye!